Restricted because of reproduced
on
content.
TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not reproducing anything.
Hmm.
It's completely original. You know what? I'll end it and restart it. Oh, wait. The Facebook is working. Facebook is working. All right. Let me get my Facebook one live.
Oh, that is aggressive. Sorry, I. Interesting.
I think it just
The
took a
church
second
has
to show.
changed locations. Like,
There we go. All right. Now we're live on Facebook. Looks like it might be a little bit laggy.
that's, I think, a given with live, usually.
All right. Let's see here. There it goes. Yep, it's got us live. There we go. All right. What's up, guys? I'm hanging out with my buddy Ty here. I love this woman. She actually is what got me started with the interviews for my podcast with Detransitioners. Uh, was super nice, and even though I was doing, you remember what that looked like, right? Where I was at when we were doing that. I turned my bed in one of our rooms in the house into a like studio. Like it just, I mean, it was better than nothing. But I appreciate you doing that for me.
Yeah, I think that I don't remember that setup actually because that was also like the first time I had ever really spoken to you. Well, we had a longer video chat a couple days before that, but like
We hadn't
after
gotten to
that,
know
it
each
was
other.
like your current setup.
Yeah, a little different now. A little, we've progressed a little bit, grown up a little bit, did a little work on it.
Yeah, both
Today,
spiritual growth and technological growth.
today we're just kind of hanging out, and we're going to be talking about stuff and taking questions. If you want to ask questions of Ty, she is a detransitioner. You know what? You want to explain to folks just real quick what that is for those that don't know what that is?
Yeah, sorry, I felt the urge to say it in a funny way and not like seriously.
No, you don't have. I don't care if we make a joke about it. I'm literally like, this is not a podcast episode. I just wanted to hang out and kick it with you and let folks see who you are, who I am. Like, this isn't some scripted podcast.
Oh
Not
yeah, no, I think that it's just always my urge to be funny about something. And this isn't like serious conversations. I'll be like, ha, and then everybody's like, what?
okay, all right, I'll give you that. All right, so tell the
um,
folks what a detransitioner is, or you specifically a detransitioned
yeah.
woman.
So, for reference, for all sorts of reference, a detransitioner is somebody who transitioned, whether that be, it's usually medically at that point, transition, at my point, it would be medically, and then at some point decided to reverse said changes however they saw fit. So in my end, I transitioned at 19. I took testosterone at 19, and then I had a double mastectomy at 21. And then by 26, I had detransitioned. So I stopped taking testosterone, and there was not really anything I could do about the mastectomy, clearly. But like, I stopped taking testosterone, and then I kind of took it a little bit more seriously a couple years ago. But at that time, I had just like stopped presenting as a man
Yeah, and you know what? I
and
gotta be
I
honest. You were an ugly dude. I'm just saying. Like, you sent me those pictures, and it just
I know.
not gotta say, not impressed. Not impressed. You are a much better woman. I'm glad you decided
Not
to embrace
well.
the way God made you.
I think that I'm going to give multiple layers as to why I was an ugly dude. First of all, is that my
Oh, you feel you
I
have
did
to
not have any,
you feel
even
you
with
have to
I
defend your
didn't.
ugly dudeness, huh?
I'm justifying it. I am well. I didn't have any good representations for style. I grew into my trans identity with Tumblr. So my representations for style were like the internet, and whatever it has bestowed upon me. So
I mean, I get
that,
it.
and also being like kind of cheap. So like, it was just bad. It was all real bad.
You know what I would have to say is I'd have to say you made kind of an ugly dude because you're a woman. That's kind of my outlook on that. I just Because I've
No,
seen the
that's
pictures. I mean, you weren't even one that wasn't putting forth effort. You were definitely putting forth effort, but you just I think it's very
so
hard for
there
a
were.
woman to say they're a man. They're not. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
that
am going
way.
to say that there were some pictures where I definitely looked better than others, and the ones that you saw weren't like the best. But to be fair, when we were sharing those pictures, that was also like the pictures that I had shown you were the ones where we were also comparing like weight loss stuff.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
So like you also caught me at like my peak weight and my peak not actually
Yeah, you were
caring
still
about
an ugly dude.
anything.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think
No, that's
there's
valid.
much you could have done to be a good looking dude. Honestly, I think you're. I would say effeminate dude. No matter what you did, you just
Yeah, I think that effeminate's definitely the word to say. I feel like
no. I
earlier
think
on
you
in
were
my
an ugly dude.
transition.
I think you. I
Hmm?
don't mind saying you were an ugly dude. Okay, you were a
No, that's
beautiful
fine. I
woman.
mean,
You were
I
a
think that
beautiful
earlier in
woman.
my transition, I think that earlier in my transition I was better looking, but that was other stuff.
While you still look like a woman.
No.
No, I think
No,
that
I
you
think
make.
that earlier in my transition I cared more about my appearance. So
Oh,
there
I
were
see.
things like
So
I
some of that
actually got my
depression.
hair cut. Yeah, I cared a lot more about my presentation
I
earlier
got
on,
you.
but then I stopped caring when all of my social stuff took place. So like
I
I
got you.
stopped caring when I told my friends that I wanted to detransition and they told me that wasn't a real thing or that wasn't like it's not okay to regret it. And so I just stopped caring about myself in general, and that's including my presentation. So like
Okay.
I was
So,
also
well,
binge eating. I
let,
also stopped.
let me
Mhm.
ask you this: do you think you were an attractive man?
Nah, I don't. But I don't
So
think it
what?
was. I
What's
don't think it was complete. I mean, there is a middle ground between ugly and attractive.
I?
It's
So
not. It's not strictly one thing or the other. Like people can be in the midway. You don't have to be completely
mid.
attractive or completely
I don't think I
ugly.
see. I think I'm an ugly dude, right? I don't think there's a midway. I
I
think I'm an
think
ugly
that is
dude.
all. It's subjective, personally, because there are many people who don't find me attractive at all, but I find myself beautiful.
I think you're a beautiful woman.
I think
I
that I have been presented with many of occasions in which people have found me unattractive, which was very hurtful. But I think that I'm beautiful, and I've also been crossed. I've also met many people who have found me beautiful. So like, I think that there's a middle ground. I don't think it's one way or the other, really.
I
And I also
disagree.
think
I disagree wholeheartedly. When you are not able
I,
to identify with that which you are, I believe there's a demonic presence that makes your spirit ugly.
yeah, I think that all of it. That's where I was about to say is I think all of it also does have to do with your spirit.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
So that's probably more what I'm getting at. You as a human being are beautiful and loved by God, but as for being a man, I think that was ugly. Right? I think
yeah. I was taking it more of a like base level physical attractiveness thing.
you're so defensive. You're so defensive.
I mean, that
You
was it wasn't. To be fair, it wasn't really clear, right? You just said you were an ugly dude and never really
you
went on
were
with
an
that.
ugly
So like,
dude. There's nothing wrong with that. You make a
yeah, I
beautiful
mean,
woman
to be
a
fair, you
bad
also
dude.
didn't know me as a person at that point in time. So like, I was a good person. I just wasn't being good
I
to
didn't say you were a
myself.
bad person. Now you're
Yeah,
reading into what I'm
I
saying.
think that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I never thought you were a bad person. I've gotten to know you pretty well. I think you're an amazing person, and you made a bad, ugly dude. Like
So
I'm not
next
trying to
topic.
beat you up. Stop being like
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
trying to
it's
beat you
just
up. I'm just saying
yeah,
if you look at a
I think
person
that
and
we can
identify
probably
of
move on
that
from
which
my
they are
level of
not, I think it's very difficult.
attractiveness.
I think it's very difficult to be an attractive thing that you are not. Right?
Yeah, I
If you
think
look at
that
it like
that is
I'm I'm trying to be a dude, that which I am not. I don't think that there's a way to do that attractively, no matter who it is.
to
It's
be
not even just
fair.
you. I see any chick that's trying to be a dude, I'm like, that's an ugly dude, right? Because they're supposed to be a chick. It's an ugly dude.
Yeah,
Same way
I
if
think
it's a the other way around too, right? So if it's a dude trying to be a chick, I'm like, like that one's even worse. Oh my god, Ty,
I don't even want
dudes that are trying to be
I
chicks, that is hideous. Are you kidding me? I don't
I'm
even
not even going to
care.
argue with
Like,
that.
you think about there's that one guy. He's not even trying to be a chick. Says he's a dude, but very effeminate with the makeup and all that stuff. Got the long blonde hair. I forget his name, but super famous. I think
Jeffree Star.
that's the one. I think that's an ugly dude. I
Yeah,
think that's an ugly dude.
I'm going to say that I do appreciate his commentary on certain things.
Oh yeah, no, the dude cracks
Yeah,
me
no, I
up. The
love
dude
his
cracks me, and then the
commentary. I
fact that he's
don't
not saying,
find
"Oh,
I
I'm a
don't find him
woman,"
attractive.
like I
Yeah,
can
I don't find him
respect his
attractive in the
stance.
slightest.
I just, to
I look
me,
at
I
him and
think
I'm
a
like,
man should has a masculine essence and should be like trying to look like that. And it just, if you're doing the opposite of what you're designed to do, like even the Bible says not to be an effeminate man. Like if you're doing the opposite of what you're designed to do, I just think that makes you ugly by nature. Like whether and you know what, he even sounds like a semi nice person. He really does. Like listening to that
yeah,
dude's commentary cracks me up. It really does. Like when he should talk about what are you talking about? I can't do the effeminate voice thing, but the whole what are you talking about? I love listening to his commentary. It cracks me up. It cracks me up. There's Lucifer again.
you haven't met the other one, so you definitely
Oh, so
misjudging
you
this
gotta.
one.
We were going to talk about the Sparkle
The
Creed or
Sparkle
whatever.
Creed.
You gotta tell me about this. So I listened to it on that dang video you did with the power lift. As I said, like good form on that. But so how did you hear about this? Did you actually go into church and hear this? And how did it
Oh
come
no, no,
about? Do you
no.
know like the history behind this stuff?
Hold on. I actually was reading a thread on it like right before this. There isn't much history behind it. The way that I stumbled upon it was a TikToker that I follow. Um, I really like what he does. I have to find his name, but he is a priest, and he moved into a church that was previously a Lutheran church. So like when they moved churches, he bought a church that was previously a Lutheran church, and then uh, like older members of said church had revisited after they had switched, and they were like, and he asked like why did the previous church like fail, and he was like, well, it was too political. So the Sparkle Creed, it is a Lutheran church in Minnesota recited. I'm reading off of a thread right now.
Uh,
Recited a Sparkle Creed about the non-binary God and Jesus with two dads during a Sunday service, according to a live stream recorded on YouTube. This was in about 2023, so this was like a couple years ago, clearly.
that's
So
still pretty recent.
Yeah, Edina Community Church, Lutheran Church pastor Anna Helgen, I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't asked the congregation to stand in body or spirit and confess our faith in the Sparkle Creed. According to the recording, the church went on to chant a statement of faith in the non-binary God, in Jesus Christ who has two dads. And so I'm going to recite the whole thing. I don't like it for reference. I think it's really funny, and I think about it a lot because I'm like they really ran with that. But uh, nowhere in the Bible does it say that God is genderless. So
Yeah, no, not
no,
even close.
I think it is in fact very clear that God is a man. Um, I
You
believe in
know
the
what? If
non
you do you know who identifies as genderless and they and them in the Bible? Do you know
demons.
this? Demons.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That's who's genderless and they and them in the Bible.
yeah.
Demons.
So the creed says, I believe in the non binary God whose pronouns are plural. I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had two dads and saw everyone as a sibling child of God. I believe in the rainbow spirit who shatters our image uh, of one light and refracts into a rainbow of gorgeous diversity. I, be- I,
How can you read it without laughing? I mean, I've been listening to it. I just want to sit here and roll. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
uh,
listening.
let's see here. I believe in the Church of Everyday Saints as numerous, creative, and resilient patches of the AIDS quilt, whose this whose feet are grounded in mud, whose eyes gaze to the stars in wonder. I believe in the calling of each of us that love is love is love. So so beloved, let us love. I believe, glorious God, help my unbelief. Amen.
That, like
So the
Coke
first time
much?
and there's like video to this that gives it more context because it's even worse.
Oh, we gotta find
Um,
this. We gotta find. We gotta.
I can send it to you.
Can you share it? Can you share? I'm
Uh,
not real good with this whole setup here. Is there an option for you to share your screen or video?
yes, there is. Give me a
Throw
second.
that up there. I'm curious.
Let me see if I can find it on here first. Because I like it's very easy for me to pull out.
I'm sure.
But as you can see, I am so committed now. The sparkle, I am so stuck on it because even having only returned to church in April of this year, and even having only gotten baptized like a month and a half ago, uh,
Congratulations, by the
it
way.
just still
Again,
feel. Thank you.
I really, really wish
It
I could have
just
been there for that, Ty. I really do.
it was such a day. It was so overwhelming.
Well, I'm sure.
um, there were multiple layers to the day that. Uh, First, we're gonna play the video, and then I can explain it to you because I have it pulled up.
Okay, all right. Share it and let me see. Make sure we get it up on here. We'll figure it out as you do it because I've never done this. I'm curious.
Let me see if it comes up.
So, is it like a drag queen that's telling the story, or?
Oh
Oh,
no,
nice.
no, it is a.
The Sparkle Creed.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can and hear it. Let's go.
I believe in the non binary God whose pronouns are plural. I believe in Jesus Christ, their child, who wore a fabulous tunic and had two dads and saw everyone as a sibling child of God. I believe in the rainbow spirit who shatters our image of one white light
What
and
is this
refracts it
nonsense?
into a rainbow of gorgeous diversity. I believe in the church of everyday saints, as numerous, creative, and resilient as patches on the AIDS quilt, whose feet are grounded in mud and whose eyes gaze at the stars in wonder. I believe in the calling to each of us that love is love is love. So, beloved, let us love. I believe, glorious God, help my unbelief. Amen.
It
Oh,
sounds
please
like
read the
going
context again.
to
I'm
a.
sorry, not Taylor Swift.
It sounds like when you're going to a Catholic church and they're sitting there doing their chants, but in a
Yeah, so I
rainbow church.
yeah, it's except it's a Lutheran church, which I sounds like it's Catholic light.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, we actually have churches like that here. Uh, and I try not to sound hateful because they're misguided, but where my problem with all, what my real problem with that is. So if you look at the world right now, culture right now, society right now, it has gone so far south. There are a lot of people that are speaking spirit or seeking spiritual enlightenment, right?
Yeah,
And the Bible speaks about false prophets constantly throughout it. And so when we have these new people that are tired of seeing the evil in the world and start reaching for spirituality, and then you have churches like this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come, love is love." People have no clue that that is not God, and it's God that they're seeking. So they go into these churches with false doctrines, false prophets, and they hear garbaggio like this, complete garbage.
and this is where, like you said previously, we're not called to judge non-believers, but we definitely are called for like in righteous judgment to others who believe in Christ.
100%. 100%. And I have no problem calling these fools out. You cannot sit there and say you're a Christian, a leader, a pastor, and then
Mhm.
affirm this stuff. No. I can My TikTok keeps getting restricted.
What's it saying?
It's unoriginal content. It's not. It's just because I'm talking about this subject, and this is a very
Yeah, it's entirely the subject matter. I
yeah.
think
I know exactly what it is.
which I'm unconcerned because TikTok is such a place that like even when I post on there, I always feel like I have to like tailor the things that I say so that I don't get restricted. So like I write about my detransition, but I write about it only from my context and not going to. I don't talk about other people's experiences because I can't speak for them. Like there's certain detransitioners that I refuse to talk about on there, but we all know how I feel about them. So,
Hey, Nisa Powers,
oh
I
yeah,
think you
sorry.
are one fake dude trying to get a whole bunch of attention. Oh, look at me in this church that I've gone to. Oh, I'm going to a new
My
church.
gripe, my biggest gripe with Nisa Powers is that one, he gives off grifter, but two, on top of him giving grifter, it's also like every time I've seen his stuff, it's like this week I'm going to a Protestant church. This week I'm going to an Episcopal church. This week we're going to a small group that we don't for a church that we haven't even been to consistently.
I'm
Because
going to
every
go
week
play
we go to a
golf
new
with the
church,
pastor of this church.
and I'm like, that's great. And like when people see the things that I write, they're like, "Oh, you should follow Nisa," and I'm like, "I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good."
No.
In the same way where there's another ex LGBT influencer. I think his name is Griffin, but I don't know his whole handle. And he makes the same content like over and over again. I did see a video of his that I liked yesterday, but and it was him talking about, or not really talking, but kind of a representation of like dying to the flesh in an extent where he was sitting on the floor and he was just struggling with his own like temptations, but he just kind of had to sit and like pray about it. And people in the comments were like, "It's not a sin to be gay," and I'm like, sure is. But like there's a layer of other issues. I was listening to something about it earlier where it's like it's not just that. Like we have so many other spiritual issues that we need to address, and that's not the root of it. That is the cause of another spiritual issue. Like for me, I'm going to say that my transition was the cause of another thing that I'd experienced way earlier on in life. And for reference, I dealt with sexual abuse from as between 10 and 16. So like how I felt about my body after that caused this like kind of black hole in my spirit, and it made me want to erase everything that I felt made me a target.
Yeah.
And that target was being a woman. So I was trying to erase that. I never particularly even considered myself a man. I just didn't want to be considered a woman if that meant that I was a target to the rest of the world.
Yeah. No, and that totally makes sense. It really does. If you look back, so I've actually spoken to quite a few detransitioners now. Most of it stems from some kind of trauma. Generally, it's essays, right? Most of it has that kind of trauma, or and most of them have BPD too.
Yeah, that's
BPD, autism, and SA are the biggest common denominator that I've found in every detransitioner that I've spoken to.
hmm I very recently, within the last year, my BPD was considered in remission. But look at that. It's because I both accepted, not like that I didn't accept that I was a woman, but I also returned to church, which is a whole other thing. And then like I just sought out help for the therapy for the abuse that I had suffered, which
Right.
is also a thing that a lot of people within this community don't really do, especially if you live in a state that doesn't require you to go to therapy before transitioning. So like I live in a
I think there's a whole lot of evil at work right there. You and I
oh
talked
yeah.
about that in your
I
testimony. There's an there's a whole lot of evil at work right
and
there.
I bet you in the original video I was trying my best to like bounce around saying certain things, but I am going to be the first person now to say that I think we live in a society that's also trying to erase womanhood and trying to victimize women as often as they possibly can or replace women.
You know what's funny about that is I get called a misogynist, a bigot, a racist, and I actually think that trans women are the ultimate form of misogyny. You're a
Yeah.
dude that thinks you make a better woman than a woman. Are you freaking kidding me?
To say that you're a woman, period, is a problem
Yeah. Yeah.
because
No,
you're
I agree
not.
with that. It's just it's crazy to me the things that we're allowing. I do think that it is an evil. I also think that if you are a Bible reader, it says these things must come to pass, like these things must happen. So I don't even
Hmm.
know that's going to get better. I was actually talking about this on another podcast I did with a guy, and it's like in the and I'm not a doomsayer. I don't think the end is coming. It's nothing like that, right? But it says these things shall come to pass. It says that folks are going to call evil good, good evil. It says there's going to be
Hmm.
division between families and nations. There's going to be wars. There's so much stuff going on that's unavoidable. And then it also says that Jesus' return is going to happen when the last person who is going to accept Jesus Christ's salvation, right? The last person that can be saved is saved, and then Jesus' return happens.
Hmm.
So, and there's a uh, set time that only the Father knows. Even says the Son doesn't know. So only God knows when the return is going to happen. But that time is already set. So it's like the what we were talking about in the podcast is not necessarily a futility, but am I really impactful, right? So we're commanded to try to bring people to Christ to show them love, right? So we judge others like us, right? They're fellow believers righteously. And then we speak truth in a loving manner to unbelievers to try to bring them into the love of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And so, if you look at it logically, if we continue doing that, we're actually making headway. Technically, we should be able to postpone Jesus's return, which I don't want to, by the way, but we should be able to postpone it because the Bible says that Jesus returns when the last person that can be saved is saved.
Hmm.
So it's really interesting. It's kind of a conundrum. It's like, so if the set time is going to happen, no matter what, God knows when that time is going to happen. With what if I sit here and trying to pursue Jesus and show other people the love of Jesus, am I actually impactful to that day time that's already set? And it makes it kind of hard sometimes. I don't think that it's a practice of in futility, right? I don't think it's futile or futility. I don't think it's practice of futility. I don't think it's futile for me to make these efforts because I want to show people Jesus' love. But also, when I come to the realization that no matter what I do, these things are going to happen. It's going to get worse, and and Jesus Christ's second coming is already ordained and set the time, and we don't know when it is. So it's like, no matter how hard I work, I can't impact that, but I am called to do the work. So I don't know. Some people, I've been talking to Christians here lately that are disheartened by it, right? People that want to just go, instead of trying to spread the good news, they want to basically just buy land, go keep to themselves and protect their family and not try to tell people about Jesus. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Sorry, that was a really long winded like thing, but I just kind of want to get your opinion on that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't even understand what I'm saying, do you?
No, I mean, I kind of, can you like cliff notes that? That was a
Okay,
lot.
I'm gonna cliff note it for you. So we have a set day and time that's set no matter what. Only God knows what that time is for the second for Jesus Christ's return for that ultimate judgment to happen. Right? Only God knows that. Even says the Son doesn't know it. So there's
Yeah.
part one. Part two is we're commanded to show people the love of Christ, to bring them into the love
Hmm.
of Jesus Christ. Go forth, make disciples of men. Right? It's actually a commandment.
Hmm.
So there's a set time that says when God will be returning. We are commanded to go forth and make disciples, and then it also says in the Bible that second coming is when the last person that can accept Jesus Christ. That's when the second return happens. So we have a set day and time. We know when he's going to come because it'll be when the last person accepts Jesus Christ or does accept Jesus Christ. Do you think we have any kind of impact on that date? What kind of impact do we have other than the fact that we can try to bring people more to Christ? Is it a futile thing, or is it one of those things where I've been talking to Christians and they want to just go kind of take care of themselves and let everybody
Okay.
else do what they're
Yeah.
going to do?
There we go. So first, so I've been asked once because I have this hoodie that I wear to the gym. Usually, it depends on the day that I'm my day, but I have a hoodie that says God's plan is worth the wait. And so one day, this man starts talking to me, and he was like, "Do you believe that like Jesus is coming back soon?" And I looked at him and I was like, "I can't really call that. I think that with the way our society is going, I think we're in for a very major spiritual shift, but like I can't say for certain whether or not that's a thing that I believe." I like your cup.
My bad. I completely forgot. I wouldn't even think. I'm just drinking my coffee here. Let me show you what it actually is. This ought to get me yelled at here. I'd rather vote for a felon. Let me get it to focus. There we go.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's good
Yeah,
though.
that's going to get me yelled at.
Probably.
That's going to bring the comments in. They already I have a lot of
If it
folks that already
helps,
give me a lot of hate. That'll give me some more of it right there.
I I'm gonna get you more by saying I'm a black woman who agrees with you. So um
And
so
for the few people that are watching, just so you know, Ty's actually worked in the political sphere.
yeah, I used to consider myself a hard leftist. I used to show up to the protests, mostly out of pressure socially. Not even that I believed in the things, it's just that all of my friends were doing. So I was like, I have to. But back on our original topic is like, I don't think that we have really a say. We can do our best. Obviously, it is our job as Christians to show other people both the joy and the fear of God. Like in all honesty, like a couple of weeks ago, I had even said one of the worst things growing up as a Christian was I grew up as the type of Christian who, or rather in the type of church that would basically preach you're going to hell, like no matter what. And I'm like, I'm not a fan of that type of preaching either, because I don't think that that helps bring people in.
No, not at all. It pushes people away.
Yeah, and it took me a very long time to want to find Christ again, and obviously the churches that I were going to up until April were not it for me for Sparkle Creed reasons.
That's Sparkle Creed. I had
Sparkle
never
Creed.
until you showed that to me today. No, I'm not. I'm trying not to get you off the beat path too much. Until you showed me that today, I'd never heard of that before. I'm
I
telling you, I'm going to make so many videos with that now.
I was so pleased to find out you hadn't seen it, because it truly did distract me while I was working out earlier. And I ended up having to mute my phone because, like, if I kept on paying attention, I was going to start a whole thing. um, but it's our job as Christians to teach people about the love of Christ and teach people about like how he saved us. It's like not my job to tell people or to tell people they're gonna go to hell because
Absolutely
they're
not.
living their life a certain way. But like
Yeah.
the way that I was living my life before Christ, before I had even stepped foot into church, and really between that and like a few months after, were not of the Lord pretty much. I very distinctly remembered my first like recollection of the weight of sin, which was funny enough in August. And um it was a little insane. But like when you don't talk about things like that, and we don't talk about like what your life was like before, you just kind of look like this like pious person if you're living your life a certain way. Like Madame, not today. You kind of just look like you're trying to live your life perfectly, and I'm like, I know I'm not perfect. I'm a very imperfect person. I am a sinner, and I know that from the jump. There are not every decision that I make in the day is the best decision on the planet, and they're not always the decision that Christ would make. So like I already know from the jump that I'm definitely not the perfect Christian, but like none of us are.
Yeah. No, we're not called to judge or condemn people outside of the faith. We're called to judge people inside the faith, right? Fellow believers, but we're actually specifically called not to judge
Yeah.
people that are not
Okay,
in the
that
faith,
hurts.
right? We can't hold them to the same standards.
So, which brings us into the people who basically want to shelter in place if the Lord returns. I'm like, well, if that is your fear, and you want to shelter yourself away from the rest of society, I also don't think that's good. I think that that's actually a very bad practice. I feel like you're not keeping yourself within fellowship, which is a very important thing within Christianity, but also I think it just teaches fear, and it doesn't encourage you to live your life in a Christ-like manner. It's just like, oh, I'm cutting myself off from everybody, so like what I can't do wrong, or I can't like talk about what life was like beforehand. It's very gives very strange energy to me.
Well, and you know the way I look at it really is, not only can I not judge them, I can't hold them down. I can't even be mad at them, right?
Yeah.
They're so blind to what it is, right? They don't
Hmm.
know the truth. It's my job to show them the truth. And like I've watched some guys that are trying to reach them. And I'm going to go in a nice big circle. I'm glad you know me and you're about to watch my squirrel run around.
Hmm.
But we're supposed to show them truth and we're supposed to do it in a loving way. And but I can see kind of both sides of the coin. If you look at, we'll say, just Christians in general, right? Any Christian, it doesn't matter. Here lately, they've been persecuted, right? And it's when you're beat down and told you can't have opinion, you can't talk about an opinion, that
Hmm.
causes anger. It causes
Hmm.
frustration. So then when they do try to approach these things, but instead of being like, you know what, let me show you what God did in my life, they're like, you can't tell me to shut up and you're gonna shut up. And that's what you get. Right. So I try to approach all of these things. Like I understand where their frustration comes. They're angry, they're frustrated, they're sad, they're hurt because they are being beaten down and called names and all this stuff. It's on both sides. And rather than being showing a little bit of compassion there and be like, hey, you know what? I have done on from the Christian side, instead of them approaching it like, you know what, this is what God has done in my life. This is what God has healed me of. These are the things that I have done. These are the things that used to bother me. These are the things that I used to do in my life that God has healed me from. They don't approach it that way. Christians are just like, you've been telling me to shut up for so long. I'm going to start yelling and screaming at you, and you're wrong, and you're going to hell, and you're condemned. While the Christian that's doing that might be factually correct. Hey, if you stay on that path, you're on a bad path. It's done in the wrong way. So like they're both sides are wrong, right? These guys are wrong for the condemnation. These guys
Hmm.
are wrong for going at it with angry and yelling because not only does it not help the situation, it doesn't lead people to that love of Christ, it actually pushes them away. So
Hmm.
it's just this vicious cycle that people need to start talking to each other in a loving manner so they can break that cycle. Is really my outlook on it.
So I told you about how a couple weeks ago somebody within my local community decided to call me a bigot online, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That all sparked from me talking about my own experiences and also mentioning God.
Really? All you got to do is mention God anymore and you're attacked.
Yeah. So I posted on Facebook my baptism video. And then I wrote a little blurb. It took me like an hour, and I sat there and I really thought on it. And I was like, well, I think the Spirit is calling for me to write this and for me to say it because my transition, sure, it's like a leaf on the branch of sin for me. But there were so many other things that I needed to address. And in that video, it talked about the other things. It wasn't just the gender issue. It was the fact that in turn of me feeling the turmoil after I had transitioned, I was turning to sex, I was turning to drinking. And these were all of the problems that I was she's scratching herself in the background. Um, these were all of the problems that I was dealing with. The transition was a very honestly it's kind of a small part of it, though it is relevant for me as a person. It's kind of a small part of it, but because I mentioned God and because I had mentioned my transition in the same blurb,
Oh yeah.
it was a problem. And so on one of my TikToks, she commented, I supported your transition up until you wouldn't fight transphobia in this instance. And instead you like contributed to it. So like we don't support bigots here. And I was like, I'm glad you don't support bigots in Rochester because you very clearly support other types of bad people. But we're not going to talk about that. You're not going to talk about the parent who decided to permanently alter their child. But that's not bad to them. And
It's
like
just
you don't see the issue with permanently altering a child before they can even develop.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like, why am I going to listen to anything they have to say?
No,
Right.
I literally just made fun of it after.
Well, no.
And
So
after,
that's a feeling on my part sometimes too, because I like until it took God, right, giving me that revelation, I would say,
mhm,
realizing it not only is it something I need to pay attention to, it's they don't even understand what it is that they're doing. They don't understand because they're not under right Christ's salvation. They're not understanding. They're not reading the Bible. How can I hold them to the standard that they have if that I hold myself to if they don't hold themselves to the same standard?
mhm,
They don't even understand what it is. They are so blind to the truth. That really is the way the devil works too. And well, and then I hear like people talk about like, oh, that doesn't say that in the Bible. Do you know what cracks me up? If you just go back and read Genesis, the very first sin, the very first temptation was done through the twisting of God's word. But did
yeah,
God really say that? Did he really say that? That's what the devil whispered to him. Like God
mhm,
twist or Satan, the serpent twisted the word of God.
mhm.
And that's what's happening today. And they're just so blind to the fact that they're doing it. They've got the devil
Well,
whispering in their ear, promoting these things, saying how it's right and good, and those fleshly desires are all wonderful, good things.
every single person that has an argument like that, one, hasn't read the Bible. Usually, what they'll do is they'll Google it. And I'm like, what's available to all of us is
Yeah.
a cat that will run directly into a wall, but also a handy dandy Bible.
Oh
This is
yes.
my journaling Bible. This is not the one that I usually use. Um, is a handy dandy Bible with all of the things in it necessary to understand the Word of God, because that is the purpose of it. So if you stepped off of your computer for like 5 minutes and not only read the scripture that you're talking about, but also read the context of that scripture,
Instead
context
of
is
just that
important.
one line that gets pulled out, hi, why don't you try
Mhm.
reading the entire passage?
Yeah, just the context. The whole thing is important. But we lose reading comprehension as time goes on. So here we are.
Yeah.
Well, that and any amount of spiritual growth, I feel
Well,
like. Uh,
and you know what? So uh I told you I'm studying theology and apologetics and actually studying it now, right?
mhm.
There's so much division in the church. There's no unity there either. Like
Yeah.
everybody fighting against each other. Like if the body of Christ could unite, I think it would be a whole different subject as well. But I mean, that's never going to happen. It's unbiblical for it to say it's going to unite. But if it were the case that the body of Christ united under one true belief system, I think it'd be much better because you have all these different people that have all these different beliefs and you have false doctrines out there. You know what? I've been talking with folks that just simply don't read their Bible here lately, that are professing religions based off of what they're told about their religion from their hierarchy, right? They don't actually read the Bible because they don't believe they can interpret the Bible. They don't believe they can understand it. They don't believe God can grant them the wisdom to understand what He's trying to tell them. It's the craziest thing. So it's like you hear all these people that are actually explicitly intentionally doing evil. They don't realize it's evil, right? Like the pushing of gender affirming and that stuff. They don't realize that it's actually evil. But then you have the people in the churches that are blind to it because they would rather listen to the word of a man over the word of God. And it's like
Hmm.
it's so strange to me. And it's like if you just spend the time reading the Bible and on any issue, if really this instruction manual that God gave us, right? This instruction manual that God gave us is good for any issue that you're dealing with. And if you read it and pray about it, God can give you clarity and answer your prayers about it. And it actually says that He will do that if you read the Word of God, right? Ask, seek, knock, right? Like if you read the Bible, God can give you clarity and understanding and wisdom and peace. My biggest thing
Hmm.
is the peace that I got from it, right? And I'm sure it's kind of the same for you. Just you were not at peace. You were dealing with a whole bunch of horrible stuff, which made you alter your appearance, alter yourself physically because you didn't have any of that peace. And it's like once you start digging into the Word of God and trying to have that relationship, it really does change everything in your life, like everything in your life.
So I told you that a couple nights ago I decided that I wanted to start studying Exodus. right?
Yeah.
So for reference, in March, I am also starting school, specifically in Christian ministries and also psychology.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I decided the last week I was scrolling through the internet, and I'm very glad that my algorithm is exactly where I need it to be right now. But I received this random message. I don't remember what creator it was from, and it was not related to like anything I was seeing. But randomly, did I just see a message that said, "Don't return to your Egypt," and then it just like sped past, and I couldn't find it again. It's like I don't know where this is headed, but like I guess this is where we're going right now. And I sat on it for a couple of days, and then I had that date, which went really well, and then I had a day where I kind of like spiraled because I have that thing where I like do really well and I had a good time, and then I just kind of emotionally dropped for a bit.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I was looking back on that message and looking back at that moment. That was when I decided to study Exodus, but I really thought back on like my past. And I got up to, because I've been doing like a few chapters a day. So I got up to about chapter 7. I haven't done it quite every day, but I got up to chapter 7. I think there was a point. If my backpack were, oh, you know what? I have a Bible literally on my desk. I was gonna say if my backpack were in the room, I would have grabbed my Bible. But my handy dandy desk Bible is here, not the one that I bring to the gym. Usually I do my Bible study in between sets since I have like a 4-minute gap. So like funny. But I also feel as if that is a very worthwhile time for this. So it was about the time where Moses was speaking to God, and God was like, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to get the Hebrews or Israelites out of Egypt." So he goes to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh then makes it this whole thing, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna listen to the Lord. Like he's not my Lord, so I'm not gonna listen to him." And instead, what he decides to do is like quadruple the amount of work that the Israelites have to do. So not only do they have to do the same amount of work as before, but now they have to gather their own straw and still do the same amount of work. And I immediately connected that to I was a slave to ideology. I was a slave to identity. I was a slave to lust. I was a slave to mind altering substances. And if everybody expected me to embrace the change of the Lord, but not change my behavior. Everybody expected me to do so much better in my life, but be okay with still taking on the weight and the pressure of all the things that I was still a slave to.
Well, and when you find your perfect identity in Christ, which is really what that is, right? Taking on
Mm-hmm.
Christ's identity, and you start actually actively trying to make sure that that's your identity, all that other stuff fades away anyways. He
Mm-hmm.
heals you of those things if you're seeking him. I just
And
saw that we have some chats. You have the chat open?
uh, sort of, but I don't know how to get back to it. It's just been like increasing in number, and I've been trying to get back to it, but I can't. So if you
So
want to read it to me.
so one of them, I actually know the cat. Name's Avarice.
Mm-hmm.
Comment is a goblin and a soulless Protestant. Right? He's like, who's the goblin? So would you mind introducing yourself? The guy is just militant jerk face, basically. But he's
Nice.
actually a really good dude. I like him. He's just definitely interesting, I would say. So give yourself an introduction, Ty.
Hi, I'm Ty.
Look at that. Now you know who she is,
Now
Avarice.
you know who I am. I'm a detransitioner. I transitioned at 19 and then had a mastectomy at 21, detransitioned at 26, and then I don't know. I found the Lord within the last year of my life. Uh, I grew up a Christian, but it was a whole other thing. And then I got baptized within the last month and a half.
There you go, Avarice. He actually hit me up in my DMs like, why aren't you answering your chat? I didn't even see the chats coming in. I should have
That's
been
so
paying
funny.
attention. That's my bad.
I want to get to the chat so bad because I can see the number increasing and I just want to read it.
Can you not click on it? You should be able to see it.
I can, but it's not bringing it up like I'd like it to. So
Lame.
yeah, kind of whack, but it is what it is.
Avarice. All right. So Maryland, I actually like Avarice. He is very blunt. Yes, it is definitely an OF ploy, my friend. Uh, he's blunt, direct. Hey, we actually had a conversation the other day, and just the way he communicates is very militant in nature. It's called, I forget what he called it, but he went through this huge spiel about why it's good to speak in the shocking and terrible way that he does because it gets your attention and it is effective communication. But I like the dude. He's actually a pretty nice dude. Well, I would say I wouldn't say a nice dude, but he's somebody I can relate to.
Yeah, that's fair. I was finally able to pull up the chat. I had to work with my screen a little bit, but
He's also a raging homosexual, so
we love the gays here.
You should see his nose ring. He's got the pink and purple hair and the nose ring.
That's crazy. So before I detransitioned, I had a split hair dye situation. It was half green and half pink, and I had a septum piercing. I like to joke that when the septum piercing came out, my sense of all sorts of reality came back.
Your what came back?
My reality.
Also, when your reality came back.
Yeah, I like.
You know what? You have to expand on that a little bit for me. I want to. I don't know that I exactly understand that. When your reality came back.
Oh yeah, so when I came back to reality, if that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, sorry. I realized that the way that I worded that was awful.
Yes, raging homosexual, Marilyn. Avarice is a raging homosexual.
I'm gonna close the chat. But yeah, when my septum piercing came out, I returned to reality because there was very drastic change. Like I lost one of the ball things to my septum piercing, and then was like, I'm not about to go spend $25 for another one. And then I took my septum ring out, and then a bunch more changes took place within
No, Avarice. She does not have an OF. He's sitting here DMing me.
I have a cash out.
We're gonna link that cash app for you. No,
if
I do
you would
not
like to contribute to my groceries.
She does not have an OF. She actually refound her identity in Christ, and I love Ty. I've gotten to know her. She's a beautiful soul, human being that went through a terrible life, much like I did, so I can relate to her. But she had very, very wrong ideas about her identity. And now finds her identity in Christ.
However, if you would like to contribute to my groceries, I have a month off from work, and I would love more packs of chicken in my freezer. So I can send you the Cash App link if you want it.
But feet pics, she'll do feet pics for you.
I will not do feet pics for you. Sorry. Can I actually, so in the topic of OF, not like we're actually going to talk about that, but can I tell you?
Oh my God, you will lose my friendship if you tell me you have an OF and you start.
I do not have one.
Okay, all right.
I love myself and I love my dad. So, so I'm going to tell you about what brought me back to church, actually, because I never really mentioned it to you, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I want to know actually what brought you back to church.
So when in the beginning of my detransition, because that wasn't, while at this point I can say that was definitely brought back by the Lord, that wasn't the immediate reasoning for it. I had spent a couple of years within the first couple of years of my detransition looking for validation in a lot of things. So I was looking for validation in sex, it's my relationships with men, blah, blah, blah. And so there was this guy last year who, last year is in 2024, who I met, and actually it was Hmm. It was 2023 and not 2024. Um, and he had rejected me because
Hey, woman, will you bring me a cup of coffee, please?
can you also bring me a cup of coffee?
Ty says, will you bring her a cup of coffee too? All right, will you grab me a cup of coffee?
Cool.
Thank you. Bye. Love you.
Um, and he had rejected me, and I'd kind of experienced like a whirlwind of emotions. A year later, when I lost about 100 pounds, this man managed to reappear in my life, and it was in the worst way possible. Like he had a girlfriend. I knew about the girlfriend. I was in contact with her, but I was so addicted to his attention that I didn't care. And so, not to say that I had an overtly physical sexual relationship with him, but it was bordering the lines of extremely inappropriate like relationship.
Right.
Um, like me and him would hang out, and we would hang out in my room alone without his girlfriend. Yeah. Um, and I loved the attention he was giving me because men hadn't given me that attention post transition at all. Usually it was like them meeting me and then, or like asking me if I was a man right out front. And that would hurt me so much that I would just like bury myself more and more into the sand. And then when I decided to end this relationship with this man, I had also told her and sent her every single screenshot and every single thing that me and him like went out to do that he apparently never communicated with her. Um, like we went out to the club one night. He never told her that we were going out. We like he came by, watched Sonic. I was very excited about that, but he never told her that we were in the same room alone together. And my room is not that big, so like
What were you
after a little,
doing?
literally, I was sitting actually right here, and he was actually in my bed right there. Uh, and we were watching Sonic.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
and after this, after all of that, and I told her, I just kind of felt this like weird hole in my soul. And I was
Just
like,
from having
something,
him in the room on your own, as you should not
mhm,
have had.
yeah. And I was like, something's got to give. And I just sat there and I really sat on it for a while. And I went back to work like a couple days later. And I was talking to this girl who would regularly come to our like cafe. And I was like, I think I need to go back to church. I don't know. I don't know what about my life right now that's telling me that I need to return to God, but I need to go back to church. And she told me about the church in which I currently go to, Northridge in Rochester, which I love very much. But I walked into that place, and from the jump, every other church that I had been to here, I did not feel God in. Sparkle Creed. But every other church that I had returned to, I didn't feel God in. But then I returned to the church or I went to the church that I go to now. And I walked in immediately. I felt like I was at home.
Is you know what I gotta ask, is that really the majority of the churches up there? That whole sparkle thing with the
Yes.
promotion and the uplifting
Yes.
of that
Rainbows.
just wow.
It is not an understatement when I say it's like most of them. Like to give a percentage, I would say like 85%. Which is really uncomfortable when you're going through the stuff that I'm going through, because then they're like, you don't need to feel shame about this. And I'm like, the Bible literally says,
I'm telling you, I would literally move. I know you're not, and you know what? God may be working through you to reach those people because you were
yeah,
in that community, and the fact that you're in that fire, because that entire community, just to go into it a little bit, that community kind of hates you now because you
oh
were a
yeah,
big proponent of it, uplifting it, very heavily involved in it. And then you're like, hey, wait a minute, you guys are crazy. Just because a dude inverts his penis doesn't mean he has a vagina. He has an inverted penis. When you start like admitting honestly what the realities are, that community doesn't necessarily like you very much anymore.
oh, doesn't like is an understatement.
Yeah, I would even go as far as to say, hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would go as far
I
as to say, hey, you know what? That's my favorite. I love hearing when people say, you know what? Can a trans woman be a woman when they have bottom surgery? And my whole outlook on that is like, just because you
no
invert your penis doesn't mean you have a vagina. It means you have an inverted penis.
means you have a flesh
Like
wound for the rest of your
that's a
life.
dude.
It doesn't heal. So anyway,
Sorry, my bad. Went off on a
no,
tangent
it's
there.
cool. I just started I just started thinking about the fact that it's a flesh wound. Um,
Like, have you read about that surgery? Like, I
I
actually
sure
read.
have. I've been to gender
Oh
conferences.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not good. I've seen pictures. I'm not happy about it.
That's
So
yeah. Like that's the stuff of nightmares.
your girl hath been on the internet.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. All right, we're going to chase squirrels today. I don't mind chasing squirrels, but if you really think about it, so you've got uh I've seen these social media videos where people are getting called like transphobic and stuff because they say they won't go with a transgender I mix them up. They won't go with a dude that's inverted his member, right? Like a man that won't do with that because they're not gay, right? So and then
Mhm.
they get called out how, oh, you're a transphobe because you only date women and you won't date a oh, you brought me the whole pot. You just gonna bring me the pot of coffee? I mean, I'll
Hi,
take
Monica.
it. You
Not
like
the whole pot. That's so funny.
oh yeah, she just brought the whole pot. They but they get called out for the fact that they don't want to date a man. It cracks me up. I'm like,
Like,
why are we calling this out? Like and it's not like that is an actual vagine, right? It's not. You know what the funniest thing
well,
I heard called? I heard it called a rot pocket. And I'm like, I actually kind of like that. If you look at the if you look at the if you've read any of the journals on how that surgery works and the upkeep and what it does, because the woman body is amazing, right? It self lubricates, self cleans, and when you invert a penis, it just doesn't do that, and it sheds.
mhm.
So not only does it not do those things, but it sheds dead skin cells and basically creates, you know, oh, cheese. Like, and then you're going to yell at a
I
guy that
don't.
does not want to insert his member into the inverted member that has toe cheese.
That's disgusting.
It's true. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Absolutely disgusting.
yeah.
It gives you a nice visual, right? When you start looking at these things as actual, like in a very visual sense of what it actually entails and what it actually is, I don't even know how people can say that that's a natural act. They're like, oh, it's natural. What is natural about it? What is natural about that?
Brother, there's nothing natural about that.
Yes. Sorry, went off on a tangent. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh
Go
no,
ahead.
no, it's
We're just going to chase
um.
squirrels around today because I'm having fun with you, Ty. I love hanging out with you.
I guess on like that topic, I'm gonna say that it's not transphobic, in my opinion. But like, I think
Have you
that
seen
there's
those
certain.
videos though, where they basically
Oh
shame these guys for saying no, I wouldn't do that?
yeah, I when I tell you that I'm chronically online,
That could be a problem, Ty.
it is. We're not going to discuss it, but your girl is online a lot. It does not help that I have an entire month off from work, so we
You know
out here.
what?
So
We need to set times. I would do this with you. I love hanging out with you. I would do this more often, and we can just talk about the crazy stuff going on in the world
listen,
too.
I would love that because I think that it allows me to like say the things in my noggin.
Get them out. I'm about it. I'm 100% about it because I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what they do. You can call me all the names. You do not matter in my life, good sir. I'm sorry you believe that about me, but I don't really care. It has no impact on me
Yeah,
whatsoever.
well, at the end of the day, words are words are words are words. Like, I'm not really too pressed about it.
Yeah.
I think that certain things are really funny because if you knew me well enough, the number one thing that I try to do, at least in real life, is I say things in usually a nice enough manner.
I don't. I'm okay. I take that back. I try to. Well, kind of like earlier. Like I felt you tense up when I said you made an ugly man. I'm sorry. I felt you tense up. I saw it. I I don't mind putting things bluntly. I try to do it
Oh yeah,
nicely for the most part, but I put them bluntly.
Marilyn, I
And
support you
sometimes I'm
being
very mean.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna address this real quick. Marilyn, I support you being chronically online, but also I hope that you go out and touch some grass at some point.
Oh, Maryland created grass.
Oh, like real life grass.
Maryland's God.
Oh, I don't think that's accurate.
You know what? I'm sure she would discuss that with you. You know
Okay.
what? So I already have I have an episode scheduled with Miss Maryland, right? And it's
Hmm.
actually, what is today? Tuesday. It's on the
Yeah.
18th at 11 o'clock my time. Maryland believes she's God. You want to join the conversation with me? I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Oh, I'm not kidding,
I
Ty.
I think that we can save that for that episode, but I am very confused.
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
Is this like an
I've
ideology?
spoken with her. She's super nice, right? It's very
Uh-huh.
confusing, and I really do try to approach these. You've heard how I talk to trans. You and I are joking around, and I'm being very blunt and graphic about the surgeries and stuff. But you know how. You see, watch the comments. You know how I approach these conversations. So I actually really had. I don't remember how long of a conversation it was with Marilyn. Just trying to understand how she came to that conclusion, right? Just trying to get her grounding and where that truth comes in, and
I think that English
I
is
just
called feminist right.
could not go ahead. But like, you know what? Ask her questions. Seriously, I
Oh, yeah,
tried to get her to come up here.
I don't have any off the cuff right now.
So here's how this is how I approach it. Just asking her questions, trying to understand it, not even attacking her worldview, just trying to understand it before I tried to argue against it, right?
Yeah, no,
And I'm
that's
like, so I ground my worldview biblically, which if you look at Avarice, because I'm a dirty Protestant in his opinion, I am
thank you for
uh
spelling it right.
what is it he says? I'm I think I'm infallible. I am the arbiter of the Bible. I don't know. It's terrible having conversations with some of these folks sometimes. Love the
Yeah.
dude. We just disagree on theology. And but yeah, I just tried to figure out how she came up with these things. And if I'm understanding it right, she had she had a talk with God,
Uh-huh.
like an actual talk with God.
Chit
And
chat.
then she went to hell. And
Is
I
this
think it was
sorry?
talk
I just quick clarification. Was this like a call and response type of chat?
It was a conversation with God. God came to her directly. I think.
Okay.
I could be understanding it wrong. And Marilyn, answer me. You can answer in the chat.
Yeah, like
I'd
feel
even
free
bring
to
you up
chime
here.
in. I'm really curious.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
run.
have any off the cuff questions, but
I'm gonna run down the worldview that she has as in my understanding. Okay.
can we do a quick pause
Sure.
so that I can run to the bathroom?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead. I'll wait for you. Hurry up. I'll let the
Down
live
the
keep
mic
going.
though.
And you know what, Marilyn, you can do some clarification for me and make sure I'm right and correct me. And we'll let her follow up in the chat, and then I'll explain. I'll explain it to her.
Feel free to enjoy the cat running around my room in the process.
Lucifer,
Don't
Satan
you dare. That is my
incarnate.
child.
Satan incarnate. So, Marilyn, your worldview is. I'm actually really excited to do our show, but you believe that you are God, and the grounding and how you came to that realization was because you had a conversation with God, and then you went to hell. I don't remember exactly that part. And then you had a psychotic episode where you were uh possessed by four things, or just you heard four voices that told you you were Lady God. Ah, yeah. See, I wouldn't mind having you come up, and I'll still do your show with you. That way, I can ask you questions. She can ask you questions. Am I butchering your worldview? Am I saying it wrong? Because at first it was a conversation with God to get you ready for your psychotic episode, or maybe it was to get you ready to go to hell. And then you had your psychotic episode or whatever it was. I hope I'm explaining it right, where you spoke with four beings spoke to you in your mind and told you you were Lady God, and then you grounded it after that. That wasn't where you. That's not the how you came up with that conclusion and knew it to be truth, but you knew it to be truth after your conversation with the four people, and then you didn't really give away of how you knew it was truth, other than the fact that you just kind of felt that it was truth. Is that kind of accurate? I don't know how far off I am on that. The whole thing was definitely interesting.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. All right. So she hasn't answered me, but she says she might come up. I'll shoot her a DM. So I'm gonna run down it just very briefly. This is a conversation that I had with her that took, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe two. I'm not sure exactly. But my understanding is she had a conversation with God who was preparing her for a future conversation that she was going to have. Then she went to hell, and I can't remember if she talked to God in hell or if she talked to the devil in the hell or in hell. And then she had a psychotic episode where she was possessed by four beings, or maybe it was just a. Okay, right there it is. I
Okay.
went to purgatory, hell, then heaven, like 6 months before I went into psychosis. Then she went into psychosis and had four voices telling her that she's God, right? She's no
Okay.
longer in psychosis, right? She's been
Okay.
healed of that. So then she was told afterwards that she was told by these voices that she is Lady God. Afterwards, she knew it to be true. I couldn't quite get to where her grounding was with that. The conversation that I was having with her is I was trying to understand how she knew it was to be true, right? Because she acknowledges that, actually, she quite literally calls it a psychosis, a psychotic break. So she knows it was
Mhm.
psychotic. Afterwards, she knew it to be true because she grounded it afterward. It's really very confusing. I'm going to do a whole show with her about it on Thursday.
Yeah, I personally can't wait to watch that.
You can't watch that.
I can't wait to watch it.
Well, I might be able to get her up here with us. Hold on a sec. She might come
I
up. She
I
said,
I I do want to say that I'm not prepared for like a full on conversation with another
"Oh,
person.
you can hang out while I do it and just throw in conversations if you want, or throw in
Okay.
questions if you want. Like, I'm not asking you to interview the lady. Am I making you uncomfortable, Ty?"
Uh, Vaguely.
Let me see. Let me see here. I'm going to shoot her an invite. This should be fun. I will. You don't have to converse, but like, she's actually really open about it. All you've got to do, throw in questions where you have questions. If I'm not clarifying something that you want to know, literally just ask her. She says, "Let her up." Here she comes. I'm getting her, Ty. That face.
Yeah, we were on a specific thing, and then.
I got it, girl. If you're going to do lives with me where we're
Oh
hanging
yeah,
out,
I know.
you're going
I
to taste
just
my
wanted to.
spoils with me. All right, Marilyn. I sent you the link. We'll get her to come up. I'll run through her testimony, and if you think of questions that I'm not asking, just throw them out there. She'll answer them for you. Yeah. You're like, dang it.
Well, it already wasn't a plan for this to be alive, and I kind of did. I went along with that plan,
True, true.
so like plans are changing, and as we know, I do at least like
I
plans.
know, I know, I know. Well, the plan was to do a podcast recording, and then it kind of evolved because I'm a because we've done your testimony, so our plans didn't necessarily change; they just evolved, right? So we're doing a recording. Oh, you shouldn't have to install it. You should be able to just come up.
It is what it is.
Well, I've had you on here for an hour, Ty. If you want,
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's cool. It's fine.
Okay. I already know about the plan, the changing of plans, and how bad it messes you up. I apologize. Thanks for bearing with me. Try to have some fun with it, would you?
I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
Keep on bringing it up, and it's not going to help. But I'm fine.
My
Just
bad. What are you installing, Marilyn?
you should just be able to do it on your browser. That's how I'm doing it.
Oh, wait a minute. So she may be doing this on her phone. We'll see what happens.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm doing a full blown episode with her. It really was a very interesting conversation. Like I thought it was an act. Does that not sound like an act to you, Ty?
It
Come on.
sounds like a literal mental health issue.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Incoming feminist. So Avarice and Marilyn go at it constantly. I wish I could get. When's Rob? Is Rob live right now? By the way, guys, Rob Noor, amazing debater, amazing commentarian. Like, if you want to go check somebody else out, Rob Noor, really cool dude. I love watching his stuff. Is he live right now, Avarice? Because Avarice said he might come up after that. Maybe I can get him up here to have a fun conversation with me. And I watched these two duke it out. I'm telling you, I watched these two duke it out already. It's hilarious. I think there might actually be genuine hatred between these two.
Hatred is a lot of effort.
It really is, right?
There's a lot of effort in hating something or someone. That's sorry, I'm doing my grocery order right now. That's also I'm hyper focused because I need to order
You're okay.
groceries.
You're okay. Oh, you know what? So what do you think of this? So there's a black lesbian lady that went into the had fought with the dude that was going into the locker room.
I
Now she's
fully
got
support
rap
her in
music.
everything she does and says.
100%. Well, have you been seeing her music videos?
I haven't.
I would get behind that woman. I disagree wholeheartedly with her sexuality, right? I think that's confusion, but her sentiment and her approach to this, saying men shouldn't be going into women's locker rooms.
I
Hey, what's
haven't.
up, girl?
Hey,
Just
I-
we're chasing one train of thought real quick, okay? I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to talk with you and try to explain. So your thought process Ty, on this.
I haven't, but I have zero interest in looking into her music because I hate the sound of her voice.
So yeah, she has rap music now.
Yeah, so like, and I already don't really listen to rap, so like, we're just gonna say no, I haven't, but I support her in her other stuff.
who are y'all talking about?
The black lesbian that is now doing rap music about how men shouldn't go into women's spaces. I actually agree with her sentiment. I just don't necessarily agree with her sexuality. It's not even necessarily. I just don't agree with her sexuality. But her sentiment on not allowing men in the locker rooms, I'm 100% behind, and I'm glad that she's being loud about it.
Oh, okay. I lost my vape. And I just woke up.
Oh,
Well, good morning.
I got one more.
World.
I was up
8 hours ago.
I
All
was
right,
up
so
on my
I want to chime in here. I want to do a rundown to make sure I'm understanding your worldview. So I'm going to do a quick rundown, and you can kind of correct me. And Ty may or may not ask clarifying
Oh,
questions.
I'm gonna just let this roll. I don't think I'm gonna have any questions. I think I feel how I feel already.
I'm finding my vape. I'm here.
Tell me if I'm wrong on this, because we had quite a long conversation. You had a conversation with God. I don't remember. I don't have a timeline on this. I don't remember exactly when it happened. But my understanding was you had a conversation with God in preparation for a trip to hell, after which you had a psychotic episode where you had 4 voices speak to you and tell you were believing God, but you knew it to be fact afterwards. Is that just a real dramatic breakdown of your viewpoint?
Well, I wasn't expecting it. I just I've always been close to God my whole life, really. And I don't know, I had a year that changed my life, I guess. Like the beginning of the year,
Was that this year?
no, this was in 2017.
2007.
Yeah.
So you're confusing me again because you say you have a close relationship with God, but then you say you are God. So I'm not sure which is which here. You got to help me understand this a little.
Quick question. Sorry, I want to. Do you believe you are God or you are your own God?
I believe we are all part of the one body of God. We're all part of the one body. So there's no separation between us and God.
Meaning we are God. Yes.
We are God. Yes, we are all God, but we're all part of the one body. So, like, I feel like the snake in the garden was trying to deceive Eve to separate her from God and say she wasn't what he was, what God was. And that's where the confusion and fear came in and stuff. But Um, yeah, I
Look at
just
this ugly bitch.
oh,
Everest,
I
what's
just
up,
woke
homie?
up.
Oh,
I know I
sweet
look
Jesus.
bad. I know. I just woke up. I look crazy. I don't care. I don't care. I don't
Okay, so
I
care.
like
here's
your
Look
the
at
deal.
this,
background.
I'm
dude.
gonna
Look at this ugly bitch, everybody.
I'm gonna
Yes,
say it as
I'm
nice
ugly
as I
today.
can. You don't look
Yeah, oh, dude,
crazy. I'm gonna
you
go out
look,
and kind of say you are
dude, you
crazy
look
a little bit.
you look uglier than this fucking goblin below me. All right.
What are you? What is
Yeah,
your
dude.
problem?
Yeah, dude. You need more than
I
makeup.
know.
You need to fix that.
I know. I know. I
Now,
just woke
why are you in my safe space? You see, you bitch all the time about being in safe spaces. Now you come into mine, you ugly bitch.
You brought these people to me, so now they're my people.
No, they're
Oh
not.
no,
Look
that's
at
definitely not an accurate
that's definitely
statement.
not.
I'm
That's not
so
an
I'm
accurate
just a little bit
statement.
I'm just a little bit nicer than average, trying to understand your psychosis, right? I'm just a little bit nicer than him. He and
Yeah,
I are actually
you're
kind of
like. Listen, at least this person down below is less delusional than you are. You're a delusional psychopath, feminist cuck
I
bitch.
am not a feminist. I'm none of that. Go away, Avarice.
No,
We're trying to have
that's
a
what. Okay, hold on.
conversation.
Below, lady below, or man, I don't know what you are. You didn't give me a definition, so I didn't get your gender. Did you do you know what the definition of feminism is?
Why are you here?
First of all, I'm a woman.
Woman, okay, woman. Do you know what the definition of feminism is?
I don't care because most of the time they're pretty delusional about what a woman is to begin with. So,
Yeah, sure, but do you know just what the definition is?
not
Logically
like the
speaking.
textbook definition, if that's what we're going
Okay,
for.
do you know what the idea is?
Do you want
do
to
you want
explain
the
it to me?
definition or the idea, bro? You've got to be more clear.
Hold on, I'm just trying.
And
Listen, she
don't
didn't know the
come give your
definition. Listen,
homosexual vibes to my
hold
friend.
on,
This
hold
is
on.
not the
Listen
vibe
here.
that I signed up for.
No, I'm trying to beat the shit out of this one. I care less about you, so don't worry. I want this one beat up. So the question is so feminism is the basically the movement of equality. So females equality being equal to men. So the search for egalitarianism. Can we agree to that?
Yeah.
So that means that women trying to be equal to men, right? And they feel like they are equal. All right, that's what feminism means. Men do not believe that women are equal by any means, right? Feminism believes that, right? So here's the question now to Marilyn. Watch. Who says she's not a feminist? All right. Marilyn,
Feminism
are men
implies
hold on. No, don't escape the question.
feminist.
Marilyn, are men and women equal?
Yes.
There you go. So wouldn't that be feminist to you below, Ty?
Feminist is like a woman. It's the whole word is a fallacy to use even that word to say that because it's not about women, and feminist is like the word itself implies women having some sort of
Silence, woman.
No. Let the bitch talk. Go ahead.
Just
No,
just
let the bitch talk.
one sec.
I don't like the mute button. Let her talk.
I'm
That's
gonna
an
let her talk for just a
anti-avarice
sec.
button.
So I am
Look-
actually Ty is a very good friend of mine, and I want to make sure she's comfortable hanging out. If not, she can take off.
I'm not, so I'm going to see myself out. This isn't what I signed up for today.
Okay, Ty. We'll see you later.
Look, I can just
Alex,
look.
you
I run
ruin
them off.
everything.
I just ruin it for you.
You ruin everything.
Listen, I don't ruin everything. You
You
just think I
ruin
ruin everything. People don't like to tone police, and you get aggressive because you come
I
in
get
and you try to
aggressive.
ruin my places.
I
Yes.
get aggressive. He asked me
Yes.
to come up, and I said
I
no.
actually thought it would be fun. So I thought Ty might enjoy seeing
She
somebody
would
else's
have.
worldview,
She
right?
would have enjoyed it. Avarice is
Well,
ruining everything.
no.
No,
So here's the
listen.
thing. I love Ty, but she's very set. And like when this is my plan, if plans change, she's not very adaptable, and it messes with her. So like, she might be upset right now, but she'll forgive me, and I love her. It'll be all right. I don't mind. I'm adaptive. Like when I saw you commenting, I was like, you know what? We were going to do our episode later. If Ty'd like to be a part of it, she can be a part of it. But I love Ty, and I'll have a conversation with her again later.
And
as long as she still loves me.
here's the thing. At least Ty, right, doesn't come in with half of her clothes on, showing all this exposed area.
Bro,
You know what I
I've
mean?
got a shirt on.
It looks like you're wearing a half towel, you fucking attention-seeking whore.
Oh my God, you're not even supposed to be here. I
Oh,
wasn't
what do you
even
mean?
supposed
How?
to come
I'm
up.
not supposed to be where?
I
I
wasn't
go
even
wherever I
supposed
want
to
to
come
be. Do you
up.
understand that? What do you understand this? You're delusional if you think that I can't go where I want to go.
You just ruin and taint everything.
I mean, it sounds like that, but now I get to make fun of this too for like at least 20 minutes or until you decide to go. I mean, I have a big nose, but you take mine to the bank.
I don't have a big nose.
I don't know. Your nose is pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Well, and here's the thing, though, because you're God, why don't you shrink your nose? Like,
If
if you
you
know your
saw
nose is
me in
big, why don't
person,
you
it's
shrink it a
not
little bit?
big.
I
If you
mean, it
saw
looks
me
like
in
dude, it looks like you have an upside down mushroom on your face.
It's just round. It's not big. I have really small hands. It's not a big nose.
Is that why you go after the black dick? So small hands,
This bro
Amazing.
has got no filter at all.
small hands.
No
Is
chill.
that why?
I'm
Is
into
that
the
why?
white guys. I'm into the white guys.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
into the white guys
All
right
right.
now.
All right.
So this
Is that okay? Is that the fact? Okay. Is your child all white?
I'm into the white guys right now. Okay, Avarice?
No, because you're into the black guys. We all know this. We all know which way you swing.
I love
Okay.
men. I love men. I don't
Okay.
care.
Question:
I don't care what color you are.
how many white guys have you been with?
More white guys than black guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you check again?
Check again.
Yeah, just check the
Oh,
numbers. Just go ahead and
way
check your books.
Avarice.
Okay, so what you're telling me is you are officially a whore.
I'm not a whore.
Well, dude, if you got more than like 5, you've got to be a whore.
Go away, Avarice.
So, what's your body count?
It's none of your business. You're not my dad.
Okay, well, new question. Does body count matter?
You're not my dad. You're gay. You're
New
like
question.
super
New question.
gay. All you
New
think
question.
about is dick and where it's
Does
going.
does body count matter? New
You're a
question. Does
total
body count matter?
fag. You're a
Does
fag.
body count matter? Does body count matter?
All you're thinking about is dick right now and where it's
Again,
been and where it's going. It's crazy.
again, that's
It's
not answering my question.
gay.
Does body count matter?
It's
Does
gay.
body
You're
count matter?
gay.
Does again? That's deflecting the question. Thank you, Ross Geller. Do does body count matter?
Oh God. To who?
So,
To
simple.
you? Why would
Just in general.
why
Just in
would
general,
my
does body
body
count?
count matter to you? Why would my
I
body
mean,
count matter to
it
you?
doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I'm asking,
Then
does it
shut
matter to you?
the heck up.
Well, hold on. But the question is, does it matter to me? Right. The question is, does it matter? Right.
God.
Does body count matter?
It doesn't matter to you, so you shouldn't be asking the
Well,
question.
no, but I'm not. Listen, I'm asking, does it matter to
It
you?
does nothing for you to know that information. Nothing. You'll get nothing out of it.
What do you mean? What do you mean it does nothing for me?
Well, you can kind of determine promiscuity based off of that or degeneracy, right? I think it matters. Body count.
It doesn't though, because everyone's done things that they probably shouldn't have done, and they can call it something other than promiscuity. And it's like God says forgive or you won't be forgiven. So if you're standing before
Wait,
God and
God
he's
says or
like,
you say?
okay,
Wait, hold on,
God's like,
Wait,
I
wait, wait.
forgive
You can't go
you
back to
for
that God
all of
thing.
this
hold on.
stuff,
Let's do some perspective. Hold on.
and you
Why
did
are
not
you
forgive
quote?
me.
Hold on. Why are you quoting God when you are not Christian?
I'm God.
Again, you're not Christian.
Do
So
you
why are
think
you
God's
quoting our God?
Christian? Do you think God's Christian?
Our God is.
He's a Christian?
Our God is.
Are
Yes.
you retarded?
No. Our God's Christian.
I think you're retarded.
How?
Because God's not going to hold an ideology. He's God. He
No,
doesn't
but
have to believe in anything.
Wait, you're saying that our God specifically, I mean, in your best interpretation, doesn't have faith in humanity?
Why would faith be in heaven? Why would belief be in heaven? What is that?
Well, okay, well, look at if you're God, right? You like let's just say you're the creator of all things. Let's say if I am God, right? Like I could make let's say I'm God in my own world right here in my house, right? And I can make Gundam suits and I can make the models and I can build my little models and I can paint them and I can do whatever I want to them, right? But I still need to come up with a concept for them, right? And I still need to come up with ideas of how I want things to mold. Like for an example, I have my son, right? A new baby infant, and I have ideas how I want to mold it. And I have faith that no matter what I'm going to do with my son, he's going to grow into be a good boy. But it could or could not happen. Like, man, we do or do not follow the path of God. Like you're well off the path of God, right? Now,
You better hope your
prospectively,
son is nothing like you.
I hope my son is nothing like me. You're
You know
absolutely
what?
right.
I'm going to
I
end
hope
my
my son.
TikTok live before I get banned here. I just got so many flags for the language.
I hope that I didn't even know you're on TikTok. I would watch that. My bad. I thought you were just on YouTube. I'm watching YouTube.
No, you're right,
TOS.
brother.
I wish I knew that too because I have a huge TikTok and I have to go through and scrub that. But pressing on forward. So my son, I have faith that my son will grow up to be something, right? And I was its creator, right? Just like God created us, he has faith in us. He gave his son to die for us, right? That's faith. Anything that's faith in us as much as we have in him, right? It's a give and take, just leader, follower, right? So how can God not have these ideas or these thoughts if he is God?
What do you mean not have these thoughts?
Well, you're saying he's God, so that he can't have faith, he can't have thoughts, he can't create
I didn't say he
because
couldn't have thoughts and he couldn't create. I said he's already created. There's nothing to
and
create.
so you can't put faith in. So God, his faith is absent God.
I don't think faith is in heaven. I think it's an idol that y'all give more power and authority to than
What
God's
are you talking?
promises.
Did you just say faith is an
Faith
idol?
isn't. No,
Yeah,
faith isn't
it
a
can
thing.
be.
No,
It
faith
can
isn't.
be.
No, faith. But
True.
faith isn't a. No, faith isn't a thing. Faith is an action.
It can still be an idol.
What? What?
It
How is
still
faith?
can be
How
an
can your
idol.
wait? How can faith be an idol when the faith is what actually gives us the worship
You're a dumb
of what we need to
whore.
worship?
You're giving faith more power than you're giving God's promises over
That's
us.
not even logically
Faith,
possible.
faith
You can't
requires
worship faith.
it. You people do. You people worship everything.
How do you
People
worship faith? How do you
creation.
worship Marilyn?
Y'all worship
Marilyn,
creation
how do you worship faith?
by saying that you are lacking in some way. There's some sort of separation between you and God so you need tools like faith in order to merge that connection between you and God.
Faith isn't the tool. Wait, faith isn't a tool. You are so
It's a
fucking. You're
tool.
so stupid. You're the
It's a
dumbest person I've
tool.
ever met in my life.
It's a
You're the dumbest
tool.
bitch I've ever met in
It's
my
a
fucking life.
tool. It's
What do
a
you?
tool, not an idol. You won't need it forever.
Is your
You
hair a
just said it
tool?
is an idol. Okay, so
It
I'm trying
can
not to
be.
get irritated.
I said
Marilyn, I have
it
tried to give so
can
much grace
be.
talking with you and stuff.
It
You
can
flip.
be.
It's difficult talking to you because you flip flop back and forth on your belief system so much.
I do
It's
not.
difficult to understand what you're talking about.
I do
Like
not.
I've spoken with you now and I try very hard not to get frustrated. Like I try to treat you like I would treat a child to try to understand where you're coming from. And
Treat it
you
treat it like a
change what your belief
child.
system is constantly. It is so hard to understand to get any kind of grounding or any kind of understanding from your worldview. Like I approach it like you're a child that I'm trying to not scold, but just understand. Like that's why I ask you questions, and you're like, "Well, this," but then no, not this, and then like you flip flop back and forth. Do you not see that
And
you do
then you land back on if you can't answer the question and you get caught, you land back on this. I'm God.
What do you mean? Like, where is the
So like
indiscrepancy here?
if you get caught and you can't answer the question logically, right? So you start running like a little
But
bitch,
I'm not
right?
running. I'm
You just go,
answering it.
you
You're
just
just
yeah, you
retarded.
run to I'm God. No, I'm God is
You're
not the answer. That's running
retarded.
like a little bitch.
You're retarded.
Am I coming in staticky? I think I
You're
got
just
too far, huh?
You're
retarded.
okay. You're all right. The video is a little rough, but you're fine. The audio's fine.
Okay. Um, so look at Marilyn. You're basically the dumbest bitch I've ever met in my life. So let's try to
You're
make this
not.
very simple. Yeah, dude, you're dumber than my child
You're
who's a
projecting.
week old.
You're
I'm
projecting.
not.
You're
I'm
projecting
not.
because you know that's
Let's just
you.
walk you let's just walk you through this, okay? All right. God, right? If we're all God,
Okay.
right?
Right.
We can be anything. We can
Yeah.
manipulate anything.
Yeah.
All right. All right. How can I not have faith as God?
What do you need faith for? If you're the beginning and the end and you already know what's going to happen, what are you putting faith in? Like tell me
But okay,
what
but
is
if I'm
it?
God, hold on. If I'm God, can I choose not to see the future?
You're God, you can do whatever you want, but it doesn't
Perfect.
mean that you don't
So you're
already
making
know.
us so you're already making assumptions about what God is and isn't doing. Do you get what I'm
We
saying? You're
already
already
know
making
what
it.
God is though.
No, no, we don't. No, we don't. We just
Yes,
know that
we
he's a
do.
creator.
That's why you don't have
Okay.
a relationship with
Okay.
God. You don't know who
Okay.
he
So hold on.
is.
Hold on. So does every painting know who Bob Ross is?
We're not a painting. We're the image of God.
Hold on.
We are the
Does
mirror reflection.
every paint so does good. So does every painting know who Bob Ross is? Because they were in the image of Bob Ross.
We're not a painting. We have a mind just like God has a mind.
But hold on. If Bob Ross was a god, how do you know that those paintings weren't real and weren't actual physical manifestations of life inside the painting?
Didn't he paint real pictures of real places?
He's of real things and people and birds and little happy squirrels. How do we know that the manifestations of those happy squirrels weren't reality inside the painting? He's God.
Maybe it was a reality inside the
Okay,
painting. Maybe they were real
so
places.
listen, so if those were potentially hypothetically real, all right, do the creations of Bob Ross know that Bob Ross is more than a painter?
We are not paintings. We are God.
This is an
We're not
analogy
paintings.
to a creator. Okay, listen. Pinocchio, right?
There's a
Pinocchio.
separation.
Have you read Pinocchio? Have you seen the movie?
Why are you doing this? Yes,
Be-
I've seen
you're the
Pinocchio.
Because you're the most
You are
delusional
the
bitch I've
dumbest
ever met in my
delusional
life.
person. You're
All right,
not, you don't get it.
Pinocchio, right? You've seen Pinocchio, right? Now, uh, does the
Robert.
boy know that Geppetto is more than a toy maker?
Does what? A
Does
toy became human. You're talking about a cartoon. Like you
oh
need
my
to put
god.
some realistic like reality into the situation to get me to
Why does
understand.
okay? I gotta be honest. I don't even think I don't think he needs to because you don't deal with reality.
But I
Yeah, you don't.
I
You have
think he's
do.
no.
got to
You have
I
no.
think he's got to figure out a way to match your delusion in order
How
for you
is
to
it
understand what he's
delusional
talking
though?
about.
You have to tell me how it's delusional.
Because you're literally saying that you're a god.
Yeah,
You're literally saying that you're a god,
I
right?
am.
Okay, but you can make nothing happen. You can create nothing.
What are
You've
you
actually
talking about?
created nothing, right?
I can
Outside of
do
a
all that
child,
today.
which all women can do. You have
I can
no
do all
bound
that
or you have
today.
no holy power. Okay,
Everyone is
here.
God.
If you're God right now, right? Then smite me.
You're God too, and you don't test God. One, you don't test God. Two, you are God too. So why would I
I don't
infringe?
understand what you. Okay, hold on. What do you mean
Why?
by
That's not
hold on.
God's identity. That's not his characteristics. He's all loving. He's all forgiving. All good.
Wha
The real God.
he what are you talking about? He fucking laid waste to civilization with a massive flood. He distributed
Okay.
locust swarms
Okay.
and killed the first sons of multiple people. What the hell are you talking about? Our God is not a wrathful God.
No, he's not.
What?
That's all witchcraft and man's doing.
Wait.
And I'm not
I
even
love this.
superstitious. And I'm not even superstitious.
Man,
I love
there
how
we
we
have it.
circle in these arguments. Like I don't even know. I not only do I not understand your stance, I don't know how to understand your
Yeah,
stance. I
look
have
at you know,
tried.
look at she's just a two looking for attention. This is what it is. She's an
Stop.
attention-seeking whore.
Oh my
She's
God.
making all
I
this
didn't
up.
even want to come
She's
up here.
all
I look
making this up.
crazy.
She's all making this up to get whatever whatever grasp of attention she can get to try to get some
Average.
man's fucking attention.
Nobody wanted you here, though.
The
That's the
thing is,
And
difference.
if she's claiming here's the joke, Donnie. Here's the joke. Here's the trick, right? If she keeps claiming all this, maybe she'll get some fucking sucker, right? Or what I like to call a simp. She's gonna get some sucker. You see, look at the grin on her face. Is how you know it's
Everyone
real.
hate. I'm
She's
laughing.
gonna
I'm
get some
smiling
gut.
because men
She's gonna
hate
get some
this.
sucker.
Men
She's gonna
hate
get some
this.
sucker, right? And she's gonna
Every
get some
man
sucker that's gonna
that
go,
I've
I can
met.
fix her. I can fix her. And then they're gonna after about 4 months of them of her leeching off them, right? They're gonna get fed up with this rhetoric and
Why
they're gonna
would you
go
say
away. Just like
that?
every other
well,
man
here's the
in her
thing,
life.
Avarice. If you've talked to her enough, just like I have, to realize that her belief system is consistent. I have repeatedly tested it. It's crazy, right? It's delusional, but it's consistent. So I believe it's.
No, it's
I think it's
dumb.
good faith.
No,
It's
it's not
genuine.
consistent. Look, oh no, it's not consistent, right? Here's where the
It's
not
very
consistent is.
consistent.
Because if she gets caught, it always goes to I'm God. She won't answer. So the only thing that's consistent is her agreeing that she's God. Okay, I
They're
get it.
delusional.
All right, but the delusion, because here's the
It's
issue.
not
We'll get to the
delusional.
worldview where we start right where we break it. Right? Then it's a stop. I realize I fucked up. I refuse to answer. I'm God. That's every time.
That's not true. It's
Yes,
if
it
I
is.
say
What?
I'm
So
God,
here's
it's the
here.
answer.
I have something specifically for you. Right?
Okay.
This is out of the Bible, the Word of God. It says, "The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You hate all evildoers or workers of iniquity." You said He's all love and all God. It specifically says God hates.
Does not hate. Boasting, if you're boasting, you're supposed to boast in the Lord.
It's
Boast, but I'm trying to think about boasting in the Bible because that's not technically accurate.
Do you see?
It's
Do you see how
100%
this?
accurate.
Do you see how
You
this
hate
delusional
all
bitch?
evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. It
Well,
literally says that He hates people that do evil things.
I can't stand avarice. I can't stand him. That doesn't mean he's not
Oh,
God.
wait,
He
she's back
can't
to the I'm
change.
God. We hit the reset button.
It doesn't mean he
That's
can't
the reset
change.
button right there.
It
I
doesn't
told
mean
you.
it doesn't mean
I
avarice
told you.
can't change.
She's not consistent. She's just dumb. That's what it is.
No,
She
it
can't
doesn't
answer
mean
your
avarice
fucking
can't
question.
change his ways.
So is this? How do you know? I can't tell if it's for a show or not because I actually had.
No,
I
here,
tried to
no,
have a
I
very
given you the
genuine
answer. Hold
conversation
on,
with
let
this
me give
lady.
you the genuine answer. Let me give you the genuine answer.
When
All right,
we
I'm giving you
have
genuine.
our
No, Donnie,
meeting
shut the fuck up,
Thursday,
whore. Listen,
don't let
listen,
avarice come up and
listen.
do this.
Here's
Let us have
the
a real
answer.
talk.
Oh,
Here's
it's
the
going to be between
answer.
us.
Here's the answer. Right? Here's the real answer. Marilyn is looking for a sucker. All
I'm
right.
not looking
She's
for
looking for one of
anyone.
you. So she's
I'm not
platforming
looking for
herself all
anyone.
around, right? To try to get a sucker that's gonna parade her with gifts and nice things because she feels like she deserves it. Not only
Avarice.
deserves it, earned it, which
That's
makes no
not
sense because she's a
true.
leech off this system.
That's not
Right?
true. None
Okay,
of that
here's the
is
question.
true.
Okay, here's the question. Okay, here.
You
Let's
just
answer some
say
simple. All right,
anything.
let's answer some simple questions then, bitch. All right, real talk. All
Oh,
right,
this
let's
motherfucker.
answer some. Okay, when
Oh,
you go out
God.
when you go out on your first date, do you buy all the first date or does the man?
I don't remember the last time I've been on a date. It better be the man.
It better be the man. Okay, are you equal to man?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, next question. Okay, who is in charge of the finances, the man or you?
It should be both people.
Okay, when it comes to well, let's say you're in a relationship with the man, all right? Who should be paying for the house?
I think it should be but everybody should be involved in helping the situation
No, you have a kid who's paying for
in
your
this
house?
system, in this
Who's
messed
paying
up
for your
system.
okay, that's a new
I
question.
don't
Who's paying for
care. I
your
want them
house?
to burn all the money, Avarice. I don't want money to
Yeah,
even
yeah,
exist.
because you don't
Like,
want to watch. So who's paying
I
for
don't
your
believe
house,
in
Marilyn?
none of this.
Who's pay? Okay, what's your job?
It's none of your business.
I know it is because I want to know what you do as a
It's
duty.
none of
What
your
you okay? Well,
business,
my question, yeah,
bro.
well, the reason why this is my business is I want to know the kind of person you are. I want to know what you do to contribute to
No, because you're
society.
fanned out over me. You need to just get
How is it
attention
okay?
elsewhere.
No, people already know what I do for a living, right?
Yeah,
Would you
good
like
for
to know what I
you.
do?
Hang out with them people.
Okay, so I'm asking you, what do you do for a living? I'm trying to see how you contribute to society. What do you do to
It's none
contribute to
of your business.
society?
I hate this system. It's none
Yeah,
of your
you
business
hate it because
what my job
you
is.
don't work. You live off
I
SNAP.
do too work.
You have other men that pay for you.
I
You
do
probably have
too work.
you probably have Medicare
I
and
don't pay
Medi-Cal,
any. I don't
and
have
you
any
live
of that. I don't have
and
any
you
of
okay
that.
okay.
I don't
So
have any of that.
then explain, where do you work?
It's none of your business. It's
What are
none
you
of your
talking about?
business. It's none
What
of
do you
your
do for a
business.
living? Give
It's
me a
none of
general
your.
statement of what you do.
It's none
How
of your
I
how
actually
can
business.
think it's a pretty valid question on how you contribute to society, right? It's not a
No,
job. What is it that you do to contribute to society? If
you're
you're saying
ask,
you're equal, if you're saying you're equal with men, right? Which I believe men are a very contributing factor to our society. What is it that you do to
yeah,
contribute to society?
you're
I think it's a valid question.
You're both asking me a question out of a very cucked mentality system that that you fall for and you serve and that you love your masters, and you're saying, okay, in this system, in this box, I want you to tell me some information. It's like, bro, I'm not for any of that. I think you should all like
Because
just
you're God and it's witchcraft, right?
I don't think there should be leaders or
ding
followers
ding
at
ding ding
all.
ding ding.
Right.
There should not be leaders or followers. There should not be leaders or followers, period. There should not be an agenda at all. The agenda does not prove your worth. It doesn't define your worth. Any
Okay, so
idea
what proves and defines your worth then? Let me just ask some questions. I'll try to follow your logic. We'll run down your rabbit hole for just a sec.
you are the worth, you are the purpose, you are the plan, you are truth. Any of your ideas and thoughts, they change and they're not always you, and they're not your identity. You you as yourself with your two eyes and nose and ears and perfection, uniqueness, you are the worth. You are what is important. There's nothing that matters
I'm
more
not
than
talking
you.
about value. I'm talking about purpose.
You are the purpose.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you are it. Whatever you do, I mean, it is you, whatever you are, you bring to the table. You
I'm not
bring, because we all have different ideas. We all have different innovations. We all have different gifts that our mind leads
okay.
us
I'll
down.
give a more pointed one. What is your purpose?
I'm God. That's my purpose. I knew y'all
You
like that.
cannot be serious. Like, be okay. I, bro, Avarice, bro. I even messaged her because I can't tell if she's serious or not. You actually believe this stuff? Like, you actually believe this stuff? Honestly,
Yeah, I
No,
I
don't,
it's her
tried to have a
fallback.
very
Listen,
genuine
I don't
conversation
believe
with her.
anything. I just am.
here's the answer, right? Like I said, she's looking for a sucker to
I'm not
take care of her.
looking for anyone.
Yeah, you're looking for
Stop.
attention. You're looking for attention and a
I
sucker,
am not.
right? Yeah, you
No,
absolutely are.
none of that there.
Okay. So, did you not try to go to debate con to sleep with three different types of men?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
wait. I'm kind of curious about this now. I
God.
feel like Avarice might have some
Okay,
inside information here.
so
Absolutely not.
why did you not go to debate con?
I didn't go to Bacon because I was being pulled in too many different
Too many
directions.
directions. Okay, what does that mean?
I just had plans with too many different people, and I
With too many different
froze.
men.
I
You see,
froze.
she had 3 men she had to meet there, and she didn't know which one she wanted to sleep with. Watch her face right now. Watch.
Not
Okay,
true. Y'all
okay.
don't need
Were you gonna?
you don't
Did
even
you?
need to know.
Okay, hold on. Let's
You
answer
don't
this.
even
Did you
need
have
to
plans?
know. You don't
Did
need
you
to
have
know.
plans with? Did you have plans with JS Urban Adventure?
Like way after I already had
Did
plans with
did
other people.
did you have plans
We
with
were
James
thinking about
Kuntz?
hanging out. What?
Yeah, you
What?
see where this is going,
What did
Donnie?
you say? What did you
Did
say?
you have plans with Subway Man?
Subway man. You said
James Kuntz?
was going initially to see
Uh,
him.
is
It was just hanging out though. It's all people from
yeah,
like
it's just yeah,
YouTube.
guys just
It's
hang
not
out. That's what it is with
well,
ugly
well,
twos.
James
If I
was
take a two
James
out, if
was
I take a two
different.
out, I'm right. If I take a two out, I'm riding the bull that night.
James was different than JS. James
Everyone's
was
oh yeah,
different.
everyone's just different, right? You're
No,
the
James was
exception.
different because James and I were talking. JS is just one of my boys.
Uh-huh. That
It's not
you want
fair
to meet
because
up
if
with
I was
and
a
get
man,
dicked down by.
it's not fair because if I was a man,
No, don't add that. Don't
I
try
could
to say
hang
if you're a man.
out.
I
I
hold
could
nope. I
hang
hold men.
out with the
I
guy
hold men.
and then
I
wouldn't
hold
have
men.
all
Hold
this.
on. Don't shut the fuck up, you dirty bitch. I hold men to a higher standard than I hold you. Just so you know, this godless, soulless prick down below, I treat worse than I've ever treated you. So shut your whorish mouth.
Stop talking to me that way.
Well, if you stop acting that way, I'll stop treating you
I
that
didn't do
way.
anything whorish. You don't understand the semantics of it. You don't
Yeah,
understand the nuance.
the fact of the matter is that you're a walking embodiment of what a whore likes to do.
But I'm not. I'm not at all, though. I do not show that.
Attention seeking
Don't
behavior,
show that not being that are two different things.
flirtatious behavior, showing skin on
Because
camera
I'm
with
nice. Oh my God. Showing skin. I do not
for the
show any skin
second yeah,
on
dude,
camera.
that's full blown. You can have a little bit more modesty.
I like my shoulders to breathe. It's none of your business.
I like my shoulder. It just feels comfortable.
It is. I just woke up. I didn't even
Okay,
want to come
I
back.
have somebody with a question from Maryland here. Give me a sec. Can you explain or give an answer to why exactly you think you are God or a God? And are you a God or are you the God? Can you explain that or try to?
We are all part of the one body of God. I don't believe there's any separation. I believe you
So
guys
you're connected to me,
cannot
Marilyn?
answer the question. I believe that you guys would have followed Lucifer out of heaven because you need a master. You don't
Wait,
need a
so is
friend.
Lucifer God too then?
No, because you don't need a friend and a lover. You need a master. Right? As of right now, you know, Lucifer's ideal system would be he believes he's over God. He could do a better job than God. I
Well, that's
don't
why he was cast out of heaven.
right. I do not believe anyone is above God. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But we're all God though.
We're all equal to God. We're his friends. I don't believe anyone's lower than God. I don't believe anyone's lower than God, but I don't believe anyone is above God either. So it's a friendship.
All right,
It's a
nephew. Did that
friendship.
answer your
it's
question? And I promise you,
it's a
the answer doesn't get any better than that. I've been trying
it's
now
a
for a few
It's
days.
it's a
not
friendship.
we're
It's
not
a
slaves.
friendship.
We're friends of God. We're friends of God. We're all part of the one body.
It's
Co-heirs.
a friendship.
Co-heirs.
You're an
Yes.
ugly bitch.
You're an ugly bitch. You're way
And
uglier than me. You
you
are
know,
a bridge troll.
yeah, at least a man isn't weighed by his fucking looks. I don't have to worry about that.
Lucky
I got
you.
finances.
And when all
But
the finances are gone
you're
and they cut the system and everything turns into
I
true
don't
communism, you're going to be
oh well
done, son. They're going to
good thing I
cast
got
you out for a
good thing
long
I bought
time.
lots of guns. Next thing
Because you have to
collectively, at
protect
least
yourself because you live in fear. You need money, you need guns because
at
you know
least
what a gargoyle you are.
at least I mean I could be a gargoyle, but
You're
at least I'm not
incorrigible.
ugly
You're
and
incorrigible.
Okay.
I
All
got
right.
a
Wait a sec. All right.
family. and I
Destiny,
actually have a wife. Where are
I
you
have been
at
trying.
now?
Destiny, I've been trying for a while now to understand her worldview, to understand any
I
of
don't
it.
see where this Destiny person is texting you
Facebook,
at.
Facebook.
Oh yeah, I can't see that
Thank
chats.
Yeah.
God.
So
Keep everyone
I
away
would
from me.
actually agree that Marilyn is delusional, but I actually think she would call it psychosis straight from her own
I'm
mouth.
not in a
No,
psychosis.
listen.
I'm
I
not
hold
in
on,
a
Destiny. I
psychosis.
already asked her. I've asked her before. Listen, I
I'm not
said
in a
if she
psychosis.
openly admits that she's got an actual psychological issue, I take everything back. All right,
I
I'm
don't.
okay with that too.
take
For
it
real.
I
take it
Like
back.
actually, I've been
don't.
trying
I
for days now to
don't.
I agree.
understand.
I take it all
What is
back.
the big
Look. She
deal?
will no longer be a dirty bitch. She'll be a retarded bitch.
What is the big deal of me being God? What is the big deal? Everyone is God. I'm not saying I'm just God by myself.
Okay, wait a minute.
That
All right,
would
come
be
back. I want to go.
delusional.
Well, let me rein that back in. How
Hey,
did you
hold
come
on.
to that revelation? Explain that. Right? Was it the when you talked to God because I thought you were God, and then it was you talked to the four voices in your head. I'm trying to figure out how you came to the revelation that you are God, and then how you know for a fact that it is true and not a form of psychosis because you came to that revelation in psychosis. So please, how did you come to that revelation or revelation, and how do you know it's true?
I just, oh God, I haven't been in psychosis for 10 years. That happened for a short few months and it was awful. But it just, I don't know, everything led to this. Everything thought I thought, everything just came to this conclusion and just never letting go of God, never separating from his
Okay,
presence and
I just
him.
want
Like
to bring up this
it brings you to this place.
screen. I just want to bring up this screen here. All right, there we go.
It brings you to this place because
Yeah, that adds up.
but
Yeah,
why?
that
I'm not
adds up.
dating you, Avarice.
Uh,
So what you
oh,
think?
I did a self portrait of you, Marilyn.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Mighty white of you.
What do you think?
Mighty
I think
white.
I did. I think I did really good on the eyes.
My eyes are green.
What? I'll be sure to adjust that. I'm sorry, they look blue from here.
No, see, I okay, just a minute. She wanted to know if it was drug induced. I asked the same question. Like I have actually tried to have a genuine conversation now with Marilyn for a few days. I really have because I actually fear for her mental state. So if I'm being completely
What?
honest,
For what
and
reason?
I love people, right? So I've actually been having a genuine conversation with her because I fear for her mental state. I can't tell if she actually believes she's God. I can't tell if it's true because when I try to have her grounded so I can understand it, the answer changes, right? So just now, before it was I talked to God, that's how I knew I'm God. Then it was I talked to these four voices, that's how I knew I was God. Now it's
Yeah,
just
the
this
voices told
series
me
of
I was
thoughts that I've
God.
had has turned me into God. So
The the voices told me I was God, Mother God, but it didn't.
Mother God.
Mother
You
God,
know,
I was
yes.
like,
I
you know,
was told that
and I
you're
was like,
feminist God.
and I was like, that's none of that's in my Bible. I don't know what that means. Like, what is
But I
that?
thought you didn't subscribe to the Bible. I thought you didn't believe the Bible.
You don't subscribe to the Bible. This is the
Well, I didn't
perspective,
say I
you
didn't
dirty
subscribe to the
bitch.
Bible. I said I'm not a Christian. I mean, I was a Christian during that
Then you can't
time.
subscribe to the Bible if you're not a Christian.
I was a Christian when those voices told me I was Mother God.
Well, listen, it doesn't matter if you were a Christian when the voices told you, because even if you were a Christian, when the voices told you, you would still subscribe to the Bible as a Christian. But if you're not a Christian and you don't subscribe to the Bible anymore, then you can't subscribe to it. If you say, I no longer adhere to the Christian values,
I'm
you
not a
cannot
book.
subscribe to it.
I'm not a book that man wrote. I'm not a book that can be perceived
Good. Man
um
didn't write the
a
Bible. God
1,000
did.
different
God
ways.
wrote the Bible.
He breathed
God
it
wrote the
into
scripture.
existence.
Everyone is God. So what does that tell you?
It's your fallback. Your fallback.
Avarice, dang it, stop hitting the reset button.
Do you know what it's like to hit this brick wall, dude? So we've been like so just to be clear, not even me. The whole group over at JS's the dreaded conservative has been at it for 897 hours, 15 minutes, and 42 seconds plus on trying to fix this woman.
Yeah, I don't need to be fixed. I'm already fine. I'm
No,
perfect.
yeah, dude, you need to be in a mental institution.
But why? What did I do to y'all?
What the heck was
That.
that?
Oh, what?
That's what you did right there.
What did I do? What did I do? I'm not saying anything that crazy if you really ground it and stop looking so
Okay, ground
grandiose.
it for me.
at
Wait,
the
wait. You and I kind of
situation.
had this conversation. You were unable to ground it. Ground it for me so I can follow your reasoning.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Ground it. Yeah. Where are you going to? Let's ground
If
it.
if you are thinking in the mind of God, you are going to come to these conclusions. If you're thinking as separate outside of God, you're not going to come to these conclusions. You have got to have God's identity and walk in his power and authority to be able to come to these places. You have to embody his character, and he's going to want
Look how
you
she keeps a serious face while she's having this diarrhea come out of her mouth. How do you even keep a serious face while you're saying it?
I'm serious. What are you talking
Because here's what she's doing. She's doing this feminist thing, right? Where she really believes internally that these are the feelings that you should have towards God. And then once we start to ground it to a single God, because she's like, these are all the feelings I want people to have because I feel these things, right? So what she does is she digs down deep and manifests these feelings, and it's right back to you should be loved and want to be loved and loved by you, so that all can be loved together in one big loving happy family. And that's just the way it should
There's
be,
still an
because
order to
inside
things.
I love and should be loved and ought to be
There's
loved by
still an
you,
order to
right?
things.
Kind of a thing, right? And she does this thing where she manifests this feeling from inside because that's what she believes. Then once we go, okay, those are all nice things, but how do we come to this and we bring logic to it? She goes, because we're
Because I'm
God.
God.
There's no
Yes,
logic.
I
What
agree.
do you mean
It's because
logic?
I'm
What's this
God.
thing we call logic?
Do
I
you
just want to
understand
talk
what
about
he's
my
saying
feet.
there?
I
Like,
want to manifest my feelings.
do you
And
actually
then
understand
when
what
it,
he's saying there? We're actually, I feel like Avarice has been graceful. I've heard some of the conversation. He might be a bit of a prick sometimes, but it's like I feel like he's been pretty gracious. Hey, explain
You
how it
gotta
works, how we come to that
question
conclusion. Just like I'm
yourself.
trying to come to that conclusion. Like I
Average.
want to understand how you come to these conclusions without some kind of grounding, other than the fact that, oh, because I'm God.
I
And then
know
how do you know you're God?
because I know God's identity. I know his character. I know what he's
How
going
do
to,
you know these things though?
because the Bible tells you
But
so.
you
Who
just
but
said
you're
you don't
not
subscribe to the
Christian.
Bible,
Oh my God. You have to
right?
have a personal
Well, here's the
relationship.
thing. My Bible doesn't do that. I'll,
Have a
I'll give you
personal
my wait. Let me give
relationship.
you my foundation and my grounding. And it's not even saying that you have to agree with it. I'm going to explain what a grounding is. I believe that the Word of God is my ultimate authority on these matters, right? So I test it against the Word of God to know that it's true. That way I know that my beliefs, I pray about it and I read the Word of God. That is my grounding. That is my foundation. That's how I know it's true. What you're saying is the voices in my head told me it's true, so therefore it's true. And you are the only one that can see that, which would mean that you are the only one that could possibly be God. And then you talk about how I want everybody to love and I want you to be able to feel love with me. Well, how can we feel that love if you're the only one that can know how to do it? Ground it for me so I know how to do it. Walk me through how you do it, other than the fact that you heard these four voices in your head.
What do you need to do? Like when you open your Bible and read it for something in
Oh
particular
my
that
God,
you're
but you're not
struggling with.
Christian. That's what we're trying to say. You claimed not to be Christian, so you
I'm
can't
talking,
use
I'm
the
trying to
Bible.
understand where he's coming from to hold all these
No.
idolatries.
No,
I
listen,
don't have the
he's telling you,
idolatries.
okay, listen, he's telling you that in his Bible, all right, the Bible of what we call the Holy Bible, all right, it has scripture, and he reads the scripture and he refers to any questions he has to the Bible.
Right.
Any
Not my mind.
questions, whatever it may
Yep.
be.
So
Any
you
questions. So like, hold on. So
you
like,
take a
let's say,
little
hold on. Let's just say he even has a hard question like whether to not his son approaches him and tells him that he wants to be a woman. All right. he can now go, I don't know how to answer this. Let's go to God because I don't know how to handle my own son and his value. Right. And he'll be like, okay, where does God says this, this, and this. So I'm
He
going to be
doesn't
going with
have to
this.
say anything. He doesn't
Hold
have.
on.
God doesn't
That's
have
what
to
he's.
say
This is where
anything. He
hold on. This is where he's grounding his logic. Hold on. Stop. This is where he's grounding, like, because he recognizes himself that this is above him, right? He doesn't know how to handle it. So he has to appeal to something because he doesn't know what to do, right? So he appeals to God, right? Now there's the demonic eyes right there. You just wanted to get for attention.
Jesus.
I get it. So
What
calm
was
down.
that?
Stop doing your attention-seeking behavior, okay? All right.
I just rolled my eyes.
No, you're doing attention-seeking behavior because you're not allowed to talk right now. All right.
What are you
So now what we're asking you, all right, is
Destiny, she's not under the influence of anything. These are really this has been consistently like this for days now.
Based on that same data, right? He goes to the Bible. You do not. You choose not to choose the Bible, right? You don't agree to the words, right?
I agree with plenty of the Bible.
Hold on. You either agree with all of it or none of it.
It depends on how you're perceiving what you're reading.
That's not even the point. Here's the thing. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I'm just telling you what my foundation is, right? I don't care if you agree. You can disagree with it. I'm not saying you have to think that I'm right. I'm telling you how I ground what I believe. I ground it in the Word of God. Even if you disagree with me, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not trying to get you to agree with me. I'm just trying to explain to you what the foundation of my belief system is. And I'm trying to get you to understand that so I can understand your foundation of your belief system. Mine is I will seek the Word of God and I will seek answers from God. Yours, I don't know what yours is.
I don't need answers. I'm not hungry. I'm not looking for anything. I'm God,
right?
I don't plant for harvest. I supply. There's no need for what you guys are doing in my like processes. None of what you're saying matters. So you conform to a cult. Good for you. Like you're virtue signaling. That's great. Like what does that have to do?
I don't care if you agree or not. Like it literally doesn't matter to me.
I know who God is. The Bible tells you who God is.
I'm not even trying to convince you of my belief system. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm simply telling you this is how I've come to that conclusion. This is how I've come to that conclusion. I would like to know how you came to your conclusion.
Because I know God's character. I know what he is and what he's not. Because the Bible tells you that men are without excuse. The Bible tells you that men are without excuse, that we all know his invisible qualities.
You said you don't follow a book the man is written. You don't follow God. And if you did,
I don't follow anything. I'm God. What am I supposed to be following?
Dang, I hit the reset button on accident.
Following. I don't understand where y'all are going.
Look at you reset her this time. It wasn't.
I know. I didn't mean to. My bad.
Okay, so
yeah, this is filthy Protestant.
Let me break it down to a child level. Okay,
please do. Please.
Children,
yes. Blue's Clues time. Hold on, let me get my handy dandy notebook.
Children can get into heaven. If you don't have the mind of a child, you can't enter the gates of heaven or some shit. So children can understand this. Okay,
let's go. Ready?
Yep, break it down for me.
There is the truth and there's a lie. Okay, and the lie is not real. So there's only one thing that we need to talk about right now. It's the truth. Okay.
Okay, I got this so far. I got the truth and a lie, and we're just going to talk about truth. Okay.
There are two paths. There's a path of truth and a path of the lie. Okay.
Two paths. All right.
Two
I drew a line down there.
But there's only one path. The lie is
one.
not a path. The lie is just people go down.
Not a path. Not a path.
The lie is not a path. There's only
not
one
path.
path.
All right. That's non-existent. Okay, let's continue.
So basically,
as basic as possible.
Please. I'm physically drawing this out.
If we follow the path of truth, we are going
the path.
We are going to we're going to believe in life and love and all the things of God, all the things that you know that are not of the devil, not of this life. You're going to go that way towards life. And the other way is a lie towards death. The other way is a lie towards death.
Okay, you said not the devil, right?
One,
Not the devil. Okay. Now I got a lot of questions because this is you said you
You go
dumb it
first. If
down. I got.
you don't ask the ones I have, go ahead. Go first.
Can I ask some questions
how
based
do
on
y'all
that
have
theory?
questions already?
Well, hold on. I drew it out just so we had it dumbed down. Okay. So, how does one get love in life?
You follow the path of truth.
What is that?
It is what we are by nature. It's our innate
So if
inheritance.
hold on. So if my nature is to go touch tots all day long, is that truth?
That's not your nature to do that.
Well, how do you know?
It's just
I'm
not the
God.
order. It's not the order of things. It's not. It's believing lies. That's
Well,
not
how
what
do you know?
God
Wait,
know
hold
the
on, hold
order
on.
of
How do you know
things?
I'm God?
be. Everyone is God, but if you're going to
It-
walk
it's-
down the path, that's not your path.
well, how do you? So I'm asking it. What's my path? So listen, I got you right. We have two roads: truth and a lie. All right, but the lie's not a road. It's just what
Okay,
we symbolize as a road, right? And we need to follow the path of truth, which
right.
will be life, love, things of God, but not the devil. All right, this is
The devil,
exactly what you
don't
said.
put
Hold
not
on.
the devil because not the devil shouldn't even be on that side.
But you
If
said
you
not.
if
This is
there's
what you said. Okay, so I'm
I
gonna
know,
move it
but
over to the not the road
the
side.
devil
Okay.
is not real, so he should not
Oh,
be a
it's
thought in your
not
head.
real. Okay, not
It,
real.
it should
Even though
not
we just
be
said okay.
something that
So we
you
can talk
shouldn't even
about
think
things.
that
Hold on.
there's two sides. You
So
should
wait,
only
hold on.
believe that there's one side.
Hold on. If it's not real, how come we can say it?
We don't have time to have thoughts in our head that God doesn't have in his head about
Hold on.
us.
No, this opened up a whole new set of questions. All right. How can the devil not be real and yet we know what the devil is?
I believe even Lucifer will return home as the prodigal son because there's no
But
place to go but back to God. There's
but
no
hold
place
on, no,
to
no,
go
that's
but
not the
back
question.
to God.
Okay, but hold on.
We're
Does the
trying
devil
to
hold on? Let's just answer a
erase
simple okay, let's just answer
the
a simple
lie.
question. Let's just answer a simple question.
Dang it,
Does
Avers.
the
Now I've got
devil
to take notes so I can keep up.
yeah, does the devil exist? Yes or no?
No,
No.
the devil
Okay.
doesn't exist, but we
Okay.
believe the
Hold
lie.
on.
We
New
believe the lie
question. New question. Then how come I can use the word devil?
because you're a degenerate and you don't know your God.
Okay,
Like, I
despite
wouldn't
me
have
being
to speak this way
okay,
if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't
okay.
have to
So
speak
hold on.
this way if it
So,
wasn't for you. You
hold
make me
on.
to speak this
Okay,
way.
let's assume I'm not Christian, right? Let's just
You're
assume for a
not.
moment. Okay, sure. Okay, perfect. I'm
You're
not.
I like
Okay,
that
inquiring.
then
assumption.
You're an
this is this
acquiring.
is this is easy. This will be easy then if you assume I'm not. All right.
You're an
Then
inquiring Christian. Is
uh
that a lie?
some would say that I am an inquiring Christian that follows Christian nationality, which would make me a Christian. Yes. Now, am I an Orthodox Christian? Not yet. Now, next perspective. So if the devil, right, I just made it up, right, just made it up, wouldn't that still be something I made up and exist into existence?
If you made up the devil,
Yeah.
you're just believing things that were told before,
Okay.
for generations.
Let's dumb it down. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Um. Hold on. A perspective here. I got this new idea. Okay.
I'm glad you're here asking the questions. I'm going to take notes. I got to take a leak. I'll be back. Please carry on.
No. This will be a great thing. All right. So this is Yo Churro. All right. I just made him up. All right. Does Yo Churro now exist?
You created a picture, and that's really nice. but it does not, that little lewd right there, he's not going to have a brain or thoughts or see
No,
or
sure.
hear.
I absolutely
He's not the
exist.
image of
But
God.
hold on. But does your churro now exist as a character?
Churro can't save anyone. He can't help
Hold on.
anyone.
Okay, hold on. Sure. I agree to all this data. He's not going to save. Well, except in my little comic, I'm going to now make of Yuchiro, right? That he's going to save a puppy, right? But outside of this existence here on my piece of paper, does Yuchiro exist?
What is your definition of existence?
Well, like, is this something that exists? Do I have? Do I? Did I put him? Do I like gave him a little bit of life? You see, he's got a little inquisitive face on him. You
He
know,
does.
he's Yuchiro now has a name. Does he exist?
Will churro be in heaven?
I don't think so. No, but does he exist? I made Yuchiro up.
He's not. Churro is not God. You are God.
Okay, I got that, but hold on. I'm just saying, does Yuchiro exist?
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Well, I just want to know if my made up character exists or not. Did I make up an existing character?
You have created a picture of churro.
Yuchiro. Now Yuchiro exists, right?
Churro is in existence. Good for you.
He's in okay, so we
You
agree that
just
Yuchiro
created.
exists.
Oh my God. You
Ever
All
did
right.
you just
God
animate
just
the
created.
Did you just animate the devil for her?
I don't know.
Or-
I
or
was just
draw the
making a
devil for her?
character. No, I was like, making. So we agree that he exists, right? Yuchiro, right?
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Yeah, he's there. He's
so
there.
could the devil exist in the same light? Because I just made up his name.
He can exist in the same light. Exactly. He's
Oh,
just
so the devil can exist. So okay, now hold on. So
no,
hold on.
he's a pen to a
Now
piece
let's
of
go.
paper.
Hold
No,
on.
let me answer
Hold on.
this.
Hold on.
No,
Now I want to go back to this
We've
question.
already heard
I
your
wanna go-
point.
You
Let me
said
go
the devil
in.
doesn't exist.
Let me go in.
Okay.
Your churro cannot harm you. Your churro cannot uh predict your fate
Sure.
or take you anywhere that you don't want to go. It's same as the devil. Same as the devil. Cannot hurt you unless you get a paper cut and really want him to, put some damage on you. But your churro is not. That picture of your churro is the same thing that the devil is to people.
Dang,
He's
I
not
can't even. I stepped away
real.
to take a leak, and now I'm
He-
completely lost.
He's not real. He cannot harm you. Stop
Okay, but
believing
again,
he has more power
okay,
than you
so
because he's
now
just
we
a
can go back
drawing.
to my question, right? Now that you've prattled, okay. So based on the Yuchiro example, right? Does the devil exist?
No, the devil does not exist.
Okay, now hold on. Let's just go back to page Yuchiro. Hold on here.
Oh my God. Do
Just
you
give me a second.
understand that
All
is
right.
a picture and you are a person?
This is Yuchiro. He's a character I just made. Does Yuchiro exist?
We need to burn your churro with all the money.
Okay, but
So your
does
churro
he
never
exist?
exists anymore.
Does
Why?
Yuchiro?
Because your churro is now a problem.
Okay, but does Yuchiro exist?
No, he's not. He's nothing. He's nothing. He's absolutely nothing. He means
Okay, so
nothing.
he doesn't exist. I
He's
didn't make him up.
irrelevant. No one cares about your churro.
But
No one.
but
Absolutely no one.
you're even calling him Yuchiro. He
Yeah,
must
and
exist.
I won't even remember his name later on.
Okay, but does Yuchiro exist right now? Look at Yuchiro on the face.
Your churro did nothing to you, Average.
Okay. Does Yuchiro look at him? Does he exist?
Bro. He
What did
exists
he do to
because
you?
you're creating him. You're manifesting.
Okay, so
him,
Yuchiro
you're
exists.
breathing
Okay,
life
so
into
he
him.
exists.
You're
We agree.
feeding his existence.
We agree
Just
Yuchiro
like the devil.
exists.
Just like the devil.
I'm gonna miss it. We agree that Yuchiro's gonna exist, right? We agree to this, right?
It doesn't matter. He doesn't
Okay.
have to exist.
But
But
we
you
agree
do.
that I made him up,
You
right?
do, though. You
Hold on.
do.
We agree that I made him up, right? He exists
Yeah,
in my
you
head.
made him up.
Okay.
You made him
Okay.
up.
Now let's go back to my question. How does the devil not exist?
How does the devil not exist?
Yeah, when I use his name.
How does the devil exist? He doesn't have
Well,
a body. You can't go and hang out with him. He
I
doesn't have
got that.
he
Hold on.
doesn't have anything that you're trying to give
I
him.
hear what you're saying. Hold on. Let me fix this for you.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I hear what you're saying. Hold on.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Girl, I'll tell you what. We hear what you're
No.
saying. We just don't
No,
understand what we're saying.
No.
what you're saying.
I get what she's saying now. I understand. All right.
And I'm delusional.
No. I get what you're saying
It's
now.
not barbecue garb. It's actually
I totally
my
understand.
studio is in my wife's business. She has a candy store, and he's back there making candy.
Oh, cool.
I totally understand.
Oh yeah. All right. Just a sec. He came in here because he heard you talking about how you're God, and he has a question for you. So my son has a question for you, real quick.
Okay.
So I'm an atheist through and through. Could you prove to me that you're God? Because like I would completely be religious if you could prove. Like, could you like make a bird come into your hand? Like you know how
Well,
Well, she
like,
she can make a lot of
dove-
things come
can
into
you
her
make a
hand.
dove
You got to
or
be careful with the wording
come
there.
into your hand? Could you do that?
well,
Again,
I
I
would
would
believe in
change
God
your
through and
wording
through if you
there.
did
She
that
can
right
make a
now.
lot of things come in her hand. You should be careful with the words.
She can make a lot of things come in her hand. You got to be careful what you ask.
holy
Okay.
crap.
Hold
Okay,
on,
I'm
so
gonna
I
answer
got it.
his son real quick, and then you can come back.
Okay,
So
yeah, totally.
I believe your son is God. I believe he's closer to God than you are. Being an atheist, I think your son is closer to God than you are. He has far less idols, and he also has autonomy. He knows his natural power, his natural authority, and it is
I
not
don't know what
placed
ideology she follows. I've been
in
trying to figure it
some.
out for days now. She believes she's
All right,
God.
I got this. All right. Now I have drawn the devil. All right. Does he exist or does he not exist?
Show me where on the devil show me where on the picture that the devil hurt you or where I hurt you.
No. He didn't hurt me. I'm just depicting
Don't
the
make fun of me.
devil.
It just because you're depicting it, it's not evil. There's nothing bad about it. There's
Again,
nothing.
I didn't. Hold on.
There's
Hold on.
nothing
Hold on.
that picture is
Hold
going
on.
to
Stop.
do
My
to
question.
harm
Hold on.
you.
Let's go back to the question. My question wasn't, is the devil evil? Right? Because this is about a truth and a lie. Right? This isn't about evil. It doesn't say good and bad. Right? This is truth and lie.
You're
And then it here
feeding
says,
the
hold on.
lies
Hold on.
existence.
Let me go off your notes here for at a third grade level, you said. Childlike level. And then you said the devil doesn't exist. Right?
Right.
So we better just ignore that. But here's the devil.
Stop creating the devil.
Now?
Stop creating the devil. Stop.
But
just stop.
Then
You know how to
does he
do that?
exist?
Just stop.
But okay, but
just stop.
Your logic doesn't logic.
No, because if you would just stop, it would make sense.
Jahiro, how do you feel about this? Where's Jahiro?
I don't no, bro. Stop.
Does he exist?
Go down the path of light and love and life.
Does he exist?
Well, I have a question. So I kind of followed a little bit. You said there's truth and there's lie, and those two things, but lie is not really a path. What illuminates the path of truth for you? How is that illuminate? How do you know the path of truth? Like actually know it?
Because I'm going to cling to God the whole way. So I'm going to believe that our design is we are of a perfect design. We were blessed and called very good in the beginning.
How do you know that though?
We were never intended to die. The Bible says we were blessed and called very good in the beginning. We exist. We are real. We are reality. We are truth. Okay? To believe that you die is not of God. It's under the curse. It's under a lie. If you are made, you should never be intended to die. The fact that we, even atheists and Christians alike, will breed death and feed death and give life to death when death is not life. It's believing a lie. How do you know? Because you know how much God loves you. You know how important you are to God. You know He doesn't want to ever
And
see you
because you
perish.
know, I understand you're saying because you know, but how
Well,
do you know?
Jesus said you will never perish but have everlasting life. That, like, according to your
No,
faith,
but
it will
you
be given
don't
unto you.
You
believe
don't
in
And for a
believe that
Christianity.
though.
certain
You
thing,
can't say
I
that.
believe God is real. I
No,
believe,
you don't.
I
You
believe
don't because
Jesus
you
is
don't believe.
King,
No,
Jesus
no,
is God,
you
Jesus is
don't
Christ,
because
Jesus is justice,
you
Jesus is
don't.
salvation. I believe all
You're the
that.
worst kind of disgusting human being on the planet
Why? Because I don't
because
consider equality with God something to be used to my own
you're
advantage.
subverting Christianity, and your woman and other young men will look to you for advice for morality, and you're the worst kind of human being. You're worse.
Morality is objective.
Look at
Morality is not
what
subjective.
you're saying is worse than guys that openly admit to touching tots. You're
How is
subverting.
how is
You're
your morality
subverting.
objective?
I would rather talk to people on death row about their subversions because at least they're honest about it. You're more disgusting than the people on death
How
row.
am I not being
That
honest
I'm
right
being on. Look at
now?
that's how honest I am. You are more
You
disgusting
want to
than.
die.
Hold on. You
You
are
want to
more
prepare for
disgusting.
death.
Listen, look at me.
Nothing
You
you
are.
say
Okay,
matters.
let me give you some
Absolutely
facts. Let
nothing
me
you
give
say
you some
matters.
facts.
If you are
You
not
are
on
more
the boat
disgusting
of
than the
harnessing the
people on
energy to
death
live
row.
forever, you're useless.
You are
You're
more
useless.
disgusting
You're
than the
useless.
people on death row.
Good for
That's
you.
the honest answer. You are more disgusting than those people.
Because I'm choosing life
You are
over death.
no,
No,
because you are
because I choose
subverting
life over death. No,
the
because we can
word of
believe
God.
in everything
No, you're
together, but this
subverting the word
one
of God and
thing
using
about
Christianity as
harnessing
your tool.
the energy
You're
to live
using
forever
Christianity as your tool without even believing in it,
Well,
and
let
then
me
affects you so much.
let me ask one question,
you
one
are
just clarifying
degenerate
question because I want
whore.
to understand this. Are you talking about like a spiritual death or mortal death? Are you talking about like your body living forever and you being immortal, or are you talking about like an eternal soul that
As it is important to believe that our soul and our flesh is just important to God as our spirit. Our flesh should not be killed. We should not manifest thoughts to kill our flesh and to perish. We shouldn't be having those thoughts. Those are not thoughts God has in His head. He
wait,
wants life
so you're not talking
everlasting
about an eternal
for us.
spiritual life. You're talking about immortality, like our body, we're immortal.
Like harnessing the energy to live forever. Some will be healed, some will be raised from the dead, and some will just walk in.
How did you come to that conclusion? I'm
Cause
just trying
she's
to understand any of the
Delulu.
house. Any of the
She's
house.
Delulu. She's a fucking disgusting human being. She has her own little special
You
delusional
have
world.
no merit
She
to
deserves
speak, Average. You plan on dying in 30, 40
this
years.
two deserves
You're
to be in a
dust,
loony bin.
bro. You're dust,
She
bro.
deserves to be in a
You have
loony
no
bin.
merit
Like
to
I don't
speak.
know how she hasn't been in a loony bin.
Does
I
she
don't
You
know
actually
have
how.
no
believe this
merit.
stuff though? I've been talking to her for days. I'm trying to get down to if she actually believes this stuff.
Yeah, you're a disgusting human being. That's the answer.
Because I picked choose the path of life.
You're an
Because
ugly
I
too.
choose the path of life
You're not
and
choosing life. You're
want
not
us to
choosing
go
life. You
into the
choose
direction
no.
and
You're not
want us
choosing
to
life.
go
What if
into
I
the
You
told
choose
you that
direction.
stupidity.
Why would you let me talk?
Under your thoughts, people would
Tease,
die.
you're
tease,
choosing
bro.
death? You're
I'm
actually
not
choosing
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 death.
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 Not just
Y'all
a
Yeah.
are
mortal death,
choosing
but a
death.
spiritual death.
Death is not my idol. Death is not my God. I don't give power and authority to death over God's
You're
promises
a
over
fucking
me.
disgusting human being.
You do. Both of you do. You give power and authority to death. You believe in it.
At
You
least your
believe in
outsides
it.
match your insides.
Wait a
You
minute. So you
give
don't
it.
believe in death?
You give it power. You give it
I'm just saying,
authority.
at least your outsides match your insides.
It is an
Two
idol to
all
you.
around.
Death is an idol to you. When the Bible clearly says death is an enemy, the Bible clearly says death is an enemy and the last to be destroyed. But
You are
you
choosing
still
death
give
though.
power to death. You
Oh
still
no.
choose death.
Here's the thing,
You
Marilyn.
can't
I
use
know
the
and
Bible.
I am
You
secure
can't
in my
use the
eternal
Bible.
salvation. I have chosen
And
eternal life,
that's cool. And
which is
that's
eternal
cool.
salvation, eternal life, not
I don't,
separated from Christ, because
you're
the one that
God.
you're
That's
thinking right now
cool.
is a separation from Christ, which is an eternal death. You are choosing to be separated from Christ. Is
No,
what
I'm
your
Yeah.
not.
choices are doing
Because
And
for you
I
right
as
now.
as
believe
has been
Which means
told
you
to
are
me,
I
choosing
don't
those
death.
who
believe that.
reject
I don't believe
Christ
that.
give death power.
I don't believe that. I believe we will all be together,
And you're a
every link in
heretic.
the chain accounted
You're
for.
the worst kind of
Every
human being.
person that ever
You're the
died is
worst. You're
very
the.
precious to
You,
God.
I would look at. I would rather
So
spend
I
time with a
believe we will
pedophile than spend time
communion
with
with
you.
God in the flesh.
I'm
I
not even,
believe we
you're
will
talking about an
communion.
intrinsic value. I actually agree with you. We all have the exact same value, including you. And it actually is making God sad that you are choosing death.
God doesn't get sad. You're believing a lie. You're believing
You're.
a lie.
You are the lie. You're a fucking joke.
Sad
You
is not
stupid
a
bitch.
characteristic of God. You have to rightly divide truth. If you are not going to the path of harnessing the energy to live forever, you are
Okay, listen.
serving a death
Now
cult.
you're just being
You're
fallacious. If God
serving a
doesn't
death
cry, if
cult.
God
You
listen,
are
if God
serving
doesn't
a
look
death
at, if
cult.
God doesn't cry, then why
God
does
is
it
not
rain?
of death. Now
If
listen,
God doesn't
Donnie.
cry, then why
Let me
does it
say
rain?
one thing to Donnie real quick.
Marilyn, if
Shut
God doesn't
up.
cry, then why does it rain?
Let me say one thing to Donnie.
If
I
God
do
doesn't
believe
cry, then why does it rain, Marilyn?
I do believe that we will communion with God in the
You
flesh
see,
and Jesus
she's
in the
ignoring the
flesh
facts here.
separately. I don't believe God is Jesus and Jesus is God. I believe there's a Father and a Son, Mary, Joseph, everybody will communion with all of them in the flesh. They are not, I am not any of these people. They have their own identity. I am still God, but I do not believe I will be separated from God somehow forever, believing and harnessing the energy to live forever. Because if you believe Jesus is coming back and you believe we will be with him in the flesh in this new earth or whatever you guys Christians believe that, when God comes back, not everyone will be dead. He's not coming back to a, empty place. There will still be people here when he comes back. This is so stupid, you guys. Stop it, Avarice. Y'all want to believe in the most degenerate stuff, and I don't get it. I don't get
What
it.
the
Like,
terrible part here is we actually are. I won't speak for avarice. I don't like to try to speak on salvation. I can tell you the path that you are choosing, if you actually believe it, you are choosing death, a spiritual death, an eternal separation from Christ. You are actually
no,
specifically choosing that. If
I am God. How am I
this is your
separating
true
myself?
worldview,
Stop it,
your true
Avarice.
belief system,
Take
you
that
are
off.
literally choosing death. Whereas you're talking about, I'm harnessing the energy to have eternal life. You are literally walking off of a cliff. You are choosing an eternal death, an eternal separation from.
I'm not either. You guys are. You're projecting on me. You're
All right.
projecting
So,
on me.
okay. If I want your salvation, can you tell me how I attain it? Your
Jesus
eternal
is
life.
salvation. You are salvation. I'm
You just said he's
salvation.
not salvation.
Everybody's salvation. You idolize words. You idolize words too much. You give words way too much power and authority over what you already know you are to be to God.
I give God's word the ultimate authority over my life. I don't even. Yes,
Avarice
Frank,
quit
she's God,
it.
bro.
Avarice
This is
quit.
her claim.
Y'all don't play nice. Y'all act like the enemy. You act like the devil. You want to hurt people. You want to upset people. You want to make people feel bad.
Girl,
You
I have been
only
trying
do
now for days.
characteristics that the
I've been
enemy would
trying now.
do.
I have been trying now for days and being very polite because I'm a nicer guy than Avarice. I'm going to claim that. I've been trying now for days just to understand you. Like literally just to understand your delusion. Everything you say doesn't make sense. And then when we start to try to kind of get to the base of it where we can get to where, okay, this is my grounding, you change it to it's something else. Like I literally cannot understand your delusion. And I have been trying now for days.
How do I change it to something else?
How do you know you're God?
Stop it, Avarice. Make it stop, Donnie. Make it stop. I can't think. I
How do you know you're God,
am. I
Marilyn?
am that I am. I don't know. I am that I am.
How do you know that's true? And if you're the only one that knows that, how can you help others be enlightened? If you're all about love and you want other people to live forever, and the only way to get to your salvation is in your mind, how do you tell other people to find that salvation? And then how do you ground it so we know it's true?
I've got to leave in 5 minutes because my son has been begging to eat. So you got 5 more minutes. Avarice, stop it. I'm not answering if he keeps that up. I'm not answering any questions.
How do
Can
you
you make
feel
your
about that,
nose
Miss
bigger?
Piggy? I feel good. My name's Marilyn.
Quit.
I'm Queen Feminist. Where's Miss Piggy? Quick, bring me Kermit.
Avarice.
My snatch has
Chill
been filled with
out.
cobwebs.
Avarice, chill out. Fucking take that off of there.
My name is Marilyn. I am looking for attention. Give me attention.
I do not want attention. I wish y'all would never
Where are
ask me.
you, Kermit?
Just let me go about
Look
my
at all
business.
this. Look at all this.
I'm just trying to
skin
understand you.
Look at all this skin I'm showing. I got this pearl necklace. Yes. Yes. For my name is Marilyn. I'm God.
You're obsessed with me. You are so obsessed with me.
I'm just trying to understand you.
It's not something, I mean, why do you need to know and understand?
Well, because
What
you
are
said you're
all of
God
these
and I'm God, and I want to
agendas?
know how. I want to understand that. How?
You have an agenda, though, in asking those questions. It's all an agenda. For what
The
reason?
agenda to understand. My complete entire agenda is just to understand.
My agenda is to shit on you.
Yeah, Avarice's agenda is I'm not even going to speak for his.
Look at you. Think you're hot. I think you're not.
I just woke
subjectively
up.
want to take a
I
look.
just
Look
woke
at
up.
you.
I don't care
Are
what
in.
you think. I didn't even
You're
want to come up
the
here.
you're the two
Don't
on
care
the
what you
planet.
think. No one asked you to come here, though, Avarice. That's the
Listen,
difference.
it's not my fault
You're
that
lower than me. There is a
your
hierarchy.
busted ass
You're under me. Looky there.
two self thinks you can snag somebody. All I'm here is I'm trying to prevent the suckers from getting suckered. All right, that's all I'm trying to do.
I'll tell you what, bro. To be honest, and to you too, Marilyn, all people have to do is hang out for a couple of minutes and hear you talk to not get suckered in. The amount of crazies that are coming off of you, I don't know anybody would get suckered in.
Well, a lot of people would just because they, dicks don't think about logic.
This is true.
Yeah, they just aim and shoot. Here's the problem: she's always just gonna be a dump, right? She's gonna be a stop.
Like, this is all the thoughts that the enemy would have. God would not do any of this.
This is all they're ever gonna see you as because you have no moral grounding. So you're always
Forgive
just
your
gonna
mother, Avarice.
You're always just gonna be
Forgive
somebody's
your mother, Avarice.
stop and dump. That's what you're gonna be.
Our only line of separation between me and y'all is that I want you to live. I do not want to see you
answer
perish.
some honest questions.
I think everything about you is perfect,
Sure,
and I do not want to see your body decay and get old. I want you to live forever. That is the only difference between me and y'all. You want me to die and get old and decay. I do not want that for
I
you.
want you.
That
That's
is the
lie. You're lying.
That's
you're lying. You're lying if that's
no.
That you're
That's
lying if look at that you're lying if that's what look at if you're lying if that's what you think I want. What I want you to do is I want you to actually be logical and ground your ideas, right? And if I had my hope, honestly, I hope that you go to church.
The Bible
says, but you need a lot more help before church. Right? But let's be real here for a second. You're not going to go to church. You're going to keep up with these attention-seeking activities, and I'm going to continue to shame it. Now, here's the kicker at the end of the day.
You're only giving me attention. You're only
sure, but at the end of the day,
I don't
this isn't
want
your
the
platform.
attention.
It's someone else. Oh, yes, you do.
I have
Marilyn, your phone's going to die. Plug your phone in.
But here's the kicker, Marilyn.
No,
at the end of the day, here's the kicker at the end of the day. All right. When we come to values and we come to things that we ask or we say things, we at least as men, we answer questions logically. Like when you ask about my family or if I'm married, these are things that I answer, what I do for a job and duties and values and how I support and provide.
Logic is an agenda.
Hold on, how I provide for not only myself, but those around me. When it comes to asking questions about how you provide or how you support the things around you, you dodge and you divert the questions. You see, this is why you can tell by you're smirking right now. And then you don't come up with logical reasoning to where it is. And then, so I'm going to just treat you like the delusional whore you are until you want to answer my questions honestly. Now, here, I'll give you one more good faith.
Any of your questions.
Give you one more good faith.
I have just as much power and authority as you do.
I will give you one more
good
faith
all
round.
agendas and science.
I will give you one more good faith round. All right.
You're
this
a whole
person,
psyop.
this person that you claim to be call your man, all right, my man, right? That doesn't talk to me anymore, right? That one, right? Have you ever had a physical interaction with this person?
The one that was on Speakeasy last night with that
No,
when Speakeasy
no, the
got
one,
totally
no,
railed.
no, no. I don't even know about Speakeasy last night. I'm asking the guy that you claim is your man that
That
wouldn't
was
talk to you.
him. That was
Okay,
him. That was him.
sure, whatever you want to say,
He was on
whatever you
Speakeasy
want to say
last
for your
night.
rhetoric. So that dude, whatever that may be,
That
now,
dude,
have you ever physically had interaction
average,
with him? Like, hold
average,
on,
average,
question,
average,
question. Answer my question instead of dodging my question. Have you had physical?
average.
Hold on. Have you had a physical dinner date or
There's
an interaction with this
nuance.
guy?
There's nuance to it.
That's not my question. I'm
There's
asking,
nuance.
have you had a physical interaction with
Let
this
me
person?
explain.
No, it's a yes or no question. Stop dodging the question. Have you
I've
had a
only been
physical?
talking to him for a month. We were
Uh,
supposed to meet up during DebateCon because he hates the debooters and did not want me to go to
one of the three.
DebateCon,
You see,
even
one of
though
the
that was
three
already
things.
my plan. So
You see
instead
how
of
this is?
seeing
She's a.
him,
Yep.
instead of seeing the people at DebateCon, I didn't go at all. I didn't go because I didn't want any
Uh,
problems. And since I did not go to see him or DebateCon, he stopped talking to me because he was
Yeah,
mad that I
because all
didn't go.
people listen, because all you're ever good for is people wanting you for your
Then
box. You
we
understand
had,
that? You're worthless
that's not
because you
true.
have no grounding.
You don't know the dude. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about.
Well,
You don't
I
know
know
me or
enough.
the dude.
I
You
know
don't know
I
me
know
or
enough
the
because
dude.
if I was a guy that was seeking a woman, right, I lock it down. Oh, wait, I did.
He was
Right?
trying to, and he still
Apparently
might.
not.
And he still
Apparently not.
might.
Then
And
where is this dude
Orthodox
defending
too.
your honor right now?
He's Orthodox too. He was getting me to
Oh
read
yeah,
the
yeah, he's
catechism
super
and
orthodox. I
everything.
can
I
tell now.
really doubt
I
that.
doubt
He was
that.
getting me to read the catechism and everything. Oh, he
No,
doesn't like my beliefs. He doesn't like
yeah.
my beliefs. I
Listen,
don't know one man that likes my beliefs. Not
you're
one.
just a crazy bitch.
I am not. I'm not
This
crazy.
is
I don't want you to die. You want me to die. That is a separation in the same.
I've never told you to go do that, not once.
No.
But you want it and expect it
Nope,
and
nope,
employ it and
not at all, not at
create
all,
spells and
not
an
at all.
agenda and
Never
witchcraft,
ask. No,
superstition
what we're
towards it.
saying is, what we're saying is that with you preaching the way you are, you cannot reach salvation
Correct.
via our worldview.
I'm not a Jew. Jesus is salvation. Are you kidding me? He already paid the price. I am not a Jew. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Jew.
Oh, you're a whore.
I don't need salvation. I have salvation. I am the salvation. We're not playing those games. Not here. Not here.
I am the salvation. You hear that stuff?
On God. On God.
On you.
I'm not a Jew. I'm
Yes.
not.
You want to throw a 6'7" out there too while you're at it?
6'7".
Oh my god.
6'7". No, seriously. It's not complicated. It's not. Y'all
No,
know it's
honestly,
not.
here's the thing. I agree that it's not complicated, but you are complicating it. Not just complicating, but convoluting it. Right. So it's so hard to understand or
But
follow anything that you're talking about.
show me where I'm convoluting it. You've got to
Okay,
pinpoint.
wait. Here it is. I'm going
Say
to. You
this
ready?
is
Stop.
bad.
I'm
What
going
you
to show you
say
exactly
in
where it's
people.
convoluted. I want you to give me a very clear path with instructions on how I attain the enlightenment that you found.
Stop believing in death. Stop believing in lies. Stop believing the devil exists and feeding the devil. Stop believing you're a sinner. Stop believing in demons. Stop believing anything that does not align with the
Stop.
true
You hear
nature of
that?
God.
Stop believing we're sinners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Be good and be God. Be good and be God because God, there's an order to things.
Okay.
God does have an
Okay.
identity.
And
But
where
you
do
just
I
God
said you
does
know?
are
have
God.
Where do I
characteristics.
know where it says to be good? That's what I'm asking. Where does it
God is
say?
good. Good is God.
Okay.
Good is
So if
God.
I'm God and I say that I can just go and grab any snatch I want and fuck it, does that
No,
mean I'm good?
there's an order to things.
What I'm
There's an
God?
order. No,
Where
there's
does
an
it say
order
the
to
order?
things. There's an
Where
order
does it
to
say?
things.
Where do I go to find
Because
this order? Where do I?
we know
No,
you
I
made
apparently I
man for
don't.
woman.
I
I
am
don't.
literally saying,
I
Let
know
where
what
do
you're
me
I go to
saying.
find it?
I don't know
Let
you're
me
God.
talk. We know that God specifically designed man for woman, woman for man. So he has an order to this. He's going to divine, if he's in charge, if he's lighting every path, if he's directing your paths, he is going to align you with someone that is tightly woven to your journey, that is specifically for you, just you. There is an order to things. You have, he's in control of everything. You're not giving him the control that is naturally his for your design.
So is this your worldview, or are you describing the Christian worldview? Because it sounds like you subscribe to a Christian worldview here.
I'm God.
Hit that reset button again.
I'm God. I don't know what else you want me to say.
How did you come to that conclusion, and how can I come to that conclusion? Because you can't subscribe to the Bible, because you said I'm reading the word of a man written thing. Like, this is what I'm talking about, how your argument is constantly changing.
Donnie, any thought that does not inspire hope is rooted in a lie. So
how do you know that?
Because it wouldn't be of God, it would be of a lie. It wouldn't be of truth.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? How do you know that?
Yeah, how
it's
do you know
either
that?
a lie or not.
How do you know that?
Because a lie is going to lead to death, destruction, harm, bad feelings, all the things that are not in the presence of God.
How do you know that, though?
What do you mean? I believe God is real. That's how I know that. God is real.
I would agree with that. I just think we follow a very different.
I'm gonna step down, let this based ass dude above me take the questioning on. And I'll be back once this based ass dude is done with the floor. Later, bitch. See you soon.
Later, faggot.
So what's going on? What
It's so gay, bro.
Do you actually think that you're God?
Do I actually think? Yes, I'm God. You're God. Hello, my Lord.
So was Hitler God, or?
Hitler was God. Yep, he was God too. Everyone's God. The devil is God. The devil's God.
The devil thought he was.
Wait a minute! You just said the devil didn't exist.
Yes, but Lucifer does exist. The embodiment of the character that people claim is the Satan. He was once, a thing, a real entity. So just because.
When did he stop existing?
What do you mean stop? He stopped being God. When he stopped existing, when he stopped believing in God. No, I believe
he thinks that he is God.
He believes he's over God and better than God and can do a better job than God.
I.e., he thinks that he is God, and that.
No, it's not i.e. It's not i.e. anything. It's not i.e. anything.
It's from
you
my
cannot be God.
From my perspective,
you cannot be God if you don't act like God.
Well, you don't act like God. So
and guess what? And guess what? The majority of people don't think I'm God. So it checks out. It checks out. It checks out.
Define God.
I would say all people. You're saying the majority. I would actually say all people do not think you're God. And
no, there are people that think I'm. There are people that believe I'm God.
Give me a definition of God.
A definition of God.
You can't.
People are God.
That's an example. Can you give me a definition? Like, what is God? What is it?
It's all people that have ever lived are God. That's the definition
an example.
Of God.
Again, an example.
That's an example and a definition. People.
What is God?
People. So I think people is a psyop. People, humans, this word is a psyop. So I'm saying people are God.
So you can't define it.
We are. Look in the mirror. Are y'all so detached
you know the difference
from your body that you cannot comprehend what I'm saying to you right now?
You gotta stop talking. Okay. I know that your man, this is why you drove him away from DebateCon.
Drove him away from DebateCon? I didn't drive no man away from DebateCon. Trust me. Trust me. I didn't drive no man away. Absolutely not.
Do you have him, or?
I could if I wanted to.
No, you couldn't. I like how all these like women, they'll come up here and they'll be like,
No, I
I
could.
fucked a millionaire. I fucked
I
this
make
guy.
the
I did this,
decision.
this, and that. Well, they're
Trust
not
me.
with them currently.
No, because if I did the things
They're
that
not with them
it
currently.
took, if I did the things it took to have whichever one of these dudes I wanted, I would do it, and I
Yeah.
would get it.
You just don't want them. That's just why you don't have any of them, right?
It's
That's
not
really the
that.
reason.
It's not
That's
that.
really the reason, right?
No, it's not that. This is my life.
Okay, so can
I
you
do
define
shit when
God?
I want to do shit. I
Can
do.
God
I do what I want.
can God do something that's wrong?
No,
God cannot. So if you shot a person in the head, that'd be fine.
I would not believe I was God. I wouldn't know I was God. I wouldn't
You just said
understand
people are
the
God.
semantics
That's a
of being
contradiction.
God
Hey,
if
it's a
I were to
contradiction.
shoot someone.
A
If
contradiction.
I were to
People are
shoot
God.
someone,
People are God.
Careful
right.
about how we're talking because we're live on Facebook too. We start talking about that stuff. Let's
Okay.
not.
Hey, well, hey,
Be careful how we phrase that.
she said the F word. So, or the
I
the
know.
other
I
word
stopped my
for
TikTok live because I started getting all kinds of flags almost immediately.
yeah. I don't think I've said anything. Have I said anything bad?
Zog Nation.
I'll stop. I didn't know if I said anything bad, but so people are going. Oh, like you're talking about like the kill. Okay, I know what you're talking about. The game end. We'll say it's game ending. They're ending their game. Somebody comes in, pulls out a gun, and ends your game. Right? Um, is that person still God?
You are not God unless you embody God and know you're God and
You
believe
said
you're God.
everybody is
And
though.
everyone is God, but you guys
Everyone
don't.
is God except if
You
they
don't.
don't
But if
embody
you
their thing,
don't know
but they're
your
still
God,
God.
if you don't know your God, and if you're believing lies, and if you are,
If
you
I didn't know
know,
I was God, I'd still be God though, right?
you would still be God. You would
Okay.
still
So
live
I can still
forever.
so if I
You
kill
would
somebody,
still
okay, I'm sorry. If I game in somebody, right? I'm still God, but I'm not God.
listen to me.
I'm trying to. It's really hard to understand. You're insane.
Either way, if you know your God or if you don't know your God, you're still God. You were still known before the world
Okay.
began. You will
So
still eternally exist in some shape or form. You will come back to God and have you plan on if you plan on dying, you plan on having, a
I
body
thought you don't
after.
believe in death.
I'm saying your views. This is you. This is
Me.
from your
I
perspective.
believe in death.
You believe that you'll lay this
There's
life
different
down and
types
you'll
of
lay
death.
this body
Yeah.
down and you'll have a new body or some shit.
Yeah, there's a
But
physical death, sure.
I don't believe that crap. But okay, you believe that you're still God.
Well,
You're
I'm
still
talking about your
eternal.
worldview. I'm
You're
not talking
still
about my
eternal. You
worldview.
still
Why are you talking
always
about
were,
my
and
worldview? I'm
you
talking about your
still
worldview.
always were, and you still always will be. You are still the image of God. Nothing changes whether you
The image,
give up
yeah,
on
the
your
image
body
of
or not.
hold
I'm
on.
trying to not do that
The
anymore. I'm
image of
trying to
something is
stop
different
the
from the
lie in
actual
its
thing.
tracks.
Do you think the image of something is the same as the actual thing?
We have a mind like God.
No, we
We
don't.
have eyes that can see like
We
God. We
don't
have
have
ears that
we
can
don't have a
hear
mind
like
like
God.
God.
We are
We don't.
not a picture. We are not a mere object.
You just said the image of God means that we're God, right?
You're idolizing the word image, is
No, I'm
what you're
not.
doing.
You are. No, you are specifically
I'm
doing that.
saying I'm God.
You are saying,
I'm
hold
not
on,
putting any
you have to calm down.
separation between me
You
and
have
God.
to calm down. You have to calm down. You just said we are all God because we are made in the image of God. So
No,
you
I
are
said we
the
are the image of
idolatrous.
God. I
Hold
didn't
on,
say we're
shut up.
made in the image of God. I
Okay.
said we
We're
are
the
the
image of
image of
God.
God.
The
I
image
don't
of God
believe in
is our God.
creation or
Hold
evolution.
on. You have to let me talk. You got to calm down. Are we so we're the image of God? That means that we're God?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. We are the
Okay.
image of
So
God.
you are being okay. So you are worshiping an idol.
No, because no one can be an idol if everyone is God.
All right. That's
No
retarded.
one can be an idol if everyone is God. No one. No one can be an
What
idol.
do you even know what idol means now?
No one can be an idol if everyone is God.
What's an idol? What's an idol?
It's something that you're going to give more power and authority to over something else. You're going
No,
to idolize it
at all what
over
an idol
others,
is.
over.
Not
There's
an
an
idol.
imbalance. There's an
So
imbalance.
my boss is an idol because they have authority over me? That's fucking retarded. Are you stupid or something?
I mean, you might idolize your boss somehow, sometimes, some ways, in some
I
forms.
said that I'm trying not to. I'm trying to use like PC language because I know you're on Facebook. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right.
But,
I'm no longer on TikTok. I dropped that
Okay,
because I got all
okay.
kinds of flags. I'm on YouTube and Facebook.
okay. Yeah. So an idol is something that you worship, and you're doing self worship by saying that you're a god. So you're.
Oh,
You worship-
my God. What is it to be Christ-like? Do you know what it is to be Christ-like?
Yeah. to be Christ.
Say that again.
It's an analogous thing, though. It's not an actual thing. You're not saying to be actually God.
So you're telling me the Bible doesn't tell you how
You're
to be
trying.
Christ-like?
You're trying to be like Christ. Yeah. What
You
do
were-
you think? Do you think? Okay.
Okay.
Do you think me saying, "Hey, I should be more like my mother"? Do you think that means I'm going to become my mother?
No, Jesus said, but Jesus literally said out of his mouth,
Can you answer the
he
question?
said, no,
Can you
Jesus
answer the
said,
question?
anyone,
Can you answer the question?
anyone that does
You gotta
God's
answer
will
the questions.
is my
You gotta-
brother, sister, and mother. Anyone who does God's will is my
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
sister,
yeah.
and mother.
Great analogy. Can you answer my question now?
You won't even tell me what being Christ-like is. Being Christ-like,
I literally just told you what it means.
no, you said
What the
you
fuck
said
do you think it? What the fuck do you think it means?
being Christ-like is treating
Christ-like.
others above yourself and to others' interests above your own.
No,
That is being
that's not at all
Christ-like.
what it means.
Yes, it is.
It means to be like Christ, you fucking
It's
idiot.
being,
Expand
it's
the
treating
fucking
others
word.
above yourself and to others' interests above your own, which would be honor and
No, it
worship.
isn't. So Satan.
Which
should I
would be
put
honor and
Satan's-
worship.
Should I put Satan's interest above my own?
No, but Satan's interest, Satan does not real like any. Satan
You
does
just
not.
said he was real. You just said he was Lucifer. It was just a different word.
I'm saying thoughts and ideas change.
Do you
Thoughts
have
and ideas
do you have a
change.
following? Do you have a
And
platform?
I'm saying thoughts and ideas change. That your identity and who you are was always going to come back to God. You are always the word to God. You are always God's prized portion.
I really hope that you get a man and he restricts your internet access.
Why?
Like, this is fucking.
I'm like
really
that you're
need-
triggered though. Y'all stay triggered.
I am very
It
triggered. Yeah,
shows
I'm very
the
triggered because
demons
there's
just
I'm
gnashing and
meeting with an actual Satanist
thieving.
right now. You're a Satanist. Do you know that?
I'm not a Satanist.
Yes, you have more pride.
Absolutely
You think
not.
that you think that you're God. You think
You
more
believe
God.
you're a
You're
sinner.
worshiping
You
yourself.
believe you're a sinner. You need to go hang out with the sinners.
Yeah,
You
God said
believe in
everybody's-
hell.
yeah.
You need to go hang out in hell.
The
If this is what
fathers-
you
yeah, the
believe,
fathers of
if this is what you
Christianity
see,
say that we're
if
all
this is what
sinners.
you entertain
The
and
Bible
try to
says that
make
we're all sinners.
people and accuse people, you need to hang out with the accusers. Does
No,
that
it
make
says-
sense?
Yeah, it says to judge in the Bible. I can judge other people.
If you're able to judge, if you can rightly divide truth,
Judge
but
with
you
righteous
can't.
judgment.
So you have no merit to
Judgment.
judge. Only I here have merit to judge.
No, you don't, because you're
You
not
don't.
supposed to be teaching.
You
men
don't.
anything.
You don't rightly divide truth. You don't
You're not
speak.
even supposed to be.
You don't
teaching.
speak in a way of
You need
order.
You need to know how to order because you don't know how to fucking talk. Because you keep talking over people when they're trying to talk.
You won't even let me answer anything.
You haven't answered a single. Answer the question then. If I go and I say I want to be more like my mother, does that mean I want to become my mother?
You're not your mother. Your mother is your mother. Your mother's
Okay.
God, and
Well,
you are
Let me
God.
ask you a better
You
question.
just-
Let me ask her a better question. Okay. If you did not have breakfast this morning, how would you feel?
This is the dumbest question ever.
Just
I have
answer
not. I'm not answering hypotheticals because you have an agenda.
I know.
You
I
have
know.
an agenda that I don't want to follow your agenda. I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I don't care about your hypotheticals.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care. It means
You're
nothing
just
to
gonna,
me.
yeah, great. So
You're
you have-
creating
so this is
false flags. You're creating
It is-
shadows and mirrors in smoke.
Frank,
hypotheticals
stop
are
with
used
the
to
witchcraft.
Stop with the
hypotheticals
witchcraft.
Are used to test your logic, and you just failed one of the basic hypotheticals.
Failed my logic. Bro, it's your
Fail- I
agenda.
never said that.
It's
never said
your
that.
agenda.
Hypothetical
It's your control and manipulation. It's not
Do you have a
mine.
following? Do Do you have a following?
I
on
don't
the internet?
know. Everyone
Good,
always
good,
asks
good,
me to
good.
do so much stuff.
Yeah,
I
like
don't even
videos
have a
online of
channel.
yourself or
I'm
something.
not a leader or a follower. I do not have a channel. I'm
Good,
not
good.
promoting you to
You're doing
follow
it.
me. I will call the police.
So
No,
you ought not
no.
believe anything.
There is
You ought,
no
ought
way
we
you are
believe anything you
following
say?
me. If you're God and you're following me, there's a problem. If you are God and you're following me, there's a problem. There's a problem.
What you demonstrated to us today, I think, is very, very interesting. So what I gave you was called a conditional hypothetical. And so under 90
Thanks.
IQ, hold on, calm down.
What should I do with it?
Under 90 IQ people are famously not able to answer conditional hypotheticals.
I can answer a
because they
hypothetical,
cannot.
but I am not following your
You didn't.
agenda. I don't care
You
what you
didn't.
believe, think,
You
what your logic
actually,
is,
you
knowledge is,
actually said
wisdom
I
is.
did
It
have
does not
because
affect me.
you need to
I do
calm
not
down.
have to do anything
You
you
need to calm
say.
down.
You are not my leader. You
You
want
need
to show what real IQ is? I'm going to shut it down. You do not own me. You are not my
I
dad.
don't
I don't
want
care
to.
what you
Yeah,
think.
I
You
would be
plan to
very
die.
embarrassed if I was your father.
You plan to die.
I
You
I
have
I,
no merit to speak on any of
I
this.
don't. What?
What?
Huh?
She's
Who?
about to beat you up with her mental kung fu.
Yeah. Okay.
I,
Yeah. If I was your father, I'd be very embarrassed about you. And
yeah,
I
well,
don't
good for
want to. I
you.
don't want to
You have
own
your
you
own
either.
power and authority to distribute, not mine.
Yeah, I do. I already have like a wife and a daughter. So yeah.
So why are you so triggered by me if you're so
Because
happy and
you're a
content and
Satanist. Because
perfect?
I'm coming on here to try to like argue with you and understand your worldview and all your
But I
fears
don't want to argue with you. I'm
is
God.
that you
God doesn't
are.
argue.
I'm not done talking. Yes, he does argue. What are you
No, he
talking about?
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Okay,
That's
so
because you
Jesus
serve
Christ.
Satan. That's
Okay,
because
well,
you serve
hold on,
Satan, the one who likes
hold
to
on.
argue and accuse.
You just said it, but from your own worldview,
My phone's on 3%.
okay. I hope it dies.
I hope it dies too.
Yeah. So I'm God though, and I'm arguing with you, right?
Because you don't know your God. If you knew you were God,
I
you wouldn't argue with me.
But I'm still God though. It doesn't matter about the knowing.
You're believing lies.
It doesn't matter about the knowing. So God does argue. So you just contradicted yourself again.
No, bro. No.
Yeah,
You
bro.
are creating an ill will space, bad faith. You're believing lies and you're trying to get me to
How did
claim
you
them
get
as
out of?
truth.
How did you get out of the detransitioning stuff, man?
So she came up making comments on a. So this started as a stream with I was talking to a friend of mine that was a detransitioner named
Oh,
Ty.
okay.
Actually, an
I
amazing
wanted to
woman.
talk to her
Started
too.
commenting about
No,
how she was God.
you
And I was like, "Do
probably
you want to have a
would've-
conversation?" And then my friend, who is
My
sensitive, was
phone
like,
is
"This isn't what
going.
I planned." It's like, "Okay, I gotta go." I was like, "All right."
I thought Avarice was being mean, but he should have been meaner to you.
Stay triggered, baby. Stay triggered. Stay
I
mad.
love, yeah, it's just a cope. It's just a
Feel
cope for
less than
losing
me.
the
Feel
argument. Just saying
worthless.
people
Do
are
everything that you need to
Yeah.
cope. My phone's dying. I will see
I am
you
gonna cope.
Thursday.
Yep, Thursday.
Thursday. How do I don't
Well,
even know.
guys, I guess welcome to a interesting episode of Spoken Like a Man that I have no clue was going to go this way, and it lasted 3 hours. That you
Very
got to
epic.
listen to Delusion from someone I tried to get to be undelusional.
Well, I'm glad that they, her and the detransitioner didn't talk because she probably would have convinced them to go back to transitioning. So,
You know what? I've tried in good faith to speak with Marilyn, like legitimately, and gave so much grace trying to understand her worldview. And the truth is, I really don't know if she's being honest or not. I cannot tell. The thing is that her delusion has been pretty consistent. She changes it. She keeps going back to "I'm God."
LSD. It's probably LSD or something.
Bro,
don't
I
know.
have no idea, man.
It's probably
I
she
have
did a
no
lot of
clue.
LSD when she was young.
I have
like good. It's crazy. Yeah, that's too insane.
Yeah. I can't tell. I think she actually believes, like, I think it is truly her worldview that she is God. And I've tried to get her to like explain it and ground it so I can understand how she came to that conclusion. And the stories just get wilder and then it changes how I have no clue. So like while she's consistently claimed that she's God, the how of it changes, it seems.
I think I've met people like this before. I've met like sort of crazy individuals like this before, and really the only thing I think that works is sort of publicly embarrassing these people, and then they notice how stupid and how retarded their worldview is, and I think that it may be the only way to deal with these people. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to have a full episode that's planned to have. I have planned to have an episode with her on the Thursday anyway. So,
Well, there you go.
yeah, I'm going to try to explore it. But all right, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on to my live. I appreciate it, Frank.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'll see
And
you later.
guys, if you haven't, drop me a follow because there's more of this craziness to come. We'll see you on Thursday.